sucking the therapist. Oh shit, Cobra's already made that joke. Ah well, 3 cheers for Comrade. Making good jokes before we get started. Hello, hello. Welcome to Sunday Night Vampire Therapist. I am your Jimbles. I always have been a Jimbles. Stop asking about that time when I was not a Jimbles. So what the fuck happened to my microphone? Hold on. There you go. And now the gain is pretty fucking high, right? But who doesn't like my voice? That's why we're here. That's why people ask me to read stuff and things. Yeah, I should probably record some slut. Smut? We said slut too many times in today's Pathfinder game. It was in reference to a hilarious group chat where the boys were doing boy things and making considerable constant reference to dehydrating owls to give to the poor thirsty sluts. It's funny with all of the incredibly sex positive people that there to be reclaiming it. Oh my lord. Thank you, Lexi. Why did the alert system just didn't go, did you? Why not? You know, I've been wondering, I wanted to test to see if the alert box is working there, and it just seems like it isn't. That sucks. Sorry, hold on. Alerts. Box. Properties. Refresh when it becomes available. Refresh cache of the current state. We'll let it have that much. Okay. Because we had a lovely message from Loxy. She's saying, speaking of sluts, and we deserve that, don't we? Alert box. Preview. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Turn off. Turn back on. Show yourself. The URL is correct. Refresh browser when Steam becomes active. Yes, we want. Refresh a cache. Go. Move up to the top. You should be on top, man. That's the whole point. Yeah, absolutely. It's just so excited to be here. All right. Cool. That's one. Not sure what did it, but there we go. Now, here's hoping that the next time Luxie resubs, which we should all be pleasantly blessed with Luxie's subbing, we should have it demonstrated to all of us. I guess what we need is to have more follows, likes, subscribes from all sorts of people, and then we can give it more of a test, okay? Right. Well, that's good fun. Hey, you want to play Vampire Therapist? Also, the chat box isn't doing anything either. What the hell happened? Refresh. It just... None of the web interfaces were working. Well, there you are. I don't know if you're responsible for the chat box. We could blame you if you'd like. Okay, well, that should, I mean, chat's back. One of the things I didn't test, because why would I test that? I didn't expect anything to go wrong. Control, there. I just want, there, cool. Fucking hell, right? What a weird day. Well, it's still Sunday. Let's have some chill Vampire Therapist time. I left my controller in the living room, so I'll be playing with a keyboard and mouse for at least a little bit. And then, hello, Clary. We'll see how far in we get, and if we finish Vampire Therapist, there is always time for Baldur's Gate 3, because it was one or the other, and I felt like both And I asked her the Amber Stitches, and she was like, hey, if you feel like you're getting close to the end of Vampire Therapist, you could finish it, and then there's always time to do what you want after. See, we'll do our best. It would be highly embarrassing if, say, your girlfriend had to log into my stream to say, love, please rescue me. Using your chat points to get a highlight my chat message so that I can ask my girlfriend to come pick me up. That's a good bit. Wow, yeah, that game music is real loud, isn't it? Oh, come on, it ain't that hard. I picked up some German already. Ich speak Deutsch good.
Hold me, Maxie. The cowboy is being once again too cute. I believe I shall burst.
Cowboy, come with us and we will teach you how to speak sehr good Deutsch.
Yeah, good, do it.
I think I hear my dinner calling. I'll talk to you later, Crimson.
A dodgy rescue. Great. I totally wouldn't love to listen and or enjoy that story.
Be gentle with him, you two.
No, rough him up.
Now we will teach you the German that is most important for you to know.
Harder.
It is important to ask politely when you wish to drink from someone's neck.
Okay, they're more responsible than me.
Tell them, your neck is beautiful. May I drink from it?
Ihr Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Ihr Hass ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken? Trinken? Not great. Thank you, Reinhard. It also means, like, if you're very lucky, Matt Mercer may remember how to say this. Also, like, I haven't been keeping up with Critical Role, which is a shame because, again, I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. Apparently Campaign 3 ended tonight, I think. Sorry, like last week, or at least sometime recently. I'm like, that's good. Congrats, guys. Wonder what they're going to do in the meantime. I wonder if I'm finally going to have time to catch up. Wonder if I'm going to watch season 3 of the Legend of Vox Machina, because that was 1 and 2 was highly enjoyable. Yeah, I know, Cleric, right? You're like, fuck, man, I should catch up. But instead, I'm being incredibly nerdy, and I'm reading a non-fiction book, and it's great. Even if I did have a minor, like, stab to the brain when he mentioned in the Middle Ages, the Pomeranian peasants. And I was like, the what? The Pomeranian? Are you kidding me? What? And so I did a quick Google, and yeah, absolutely, real place near Switzerland. I don't know if it's related to the dog breed, but what I should do is fake an Ancestry.com report that would, like, say I'm from Pomerania, or at least I have ancestry there, and then it would be harder for MSHs to object when they say I desperately need a Pomeranian dog. Medieval reference book? No! I'm listening to a book by David Graeber, Debt, A History of the First 4,000 Years, and he briefly mentions Pomeranian. I obtained something else for you, a few things that just weren't exactly what you wanted. Let me double check. Where did I put him? Yeah. Debt, First 5,000 Years by David Graeber. Yeah, I told you. I said I could only get other books by the same author, but not the one you actually wanted. And then I found a couple of other things that could be related, but then I tried to send them via a thing, and it absolutely failed, and I gave up. So, OneDrive upload absolutely fucks stream, so here's the thing. Remind me at the end of stream, and I'll make sure they go where they need to go. Because I got the whole Baldur's Gate 3 soundtrack and didn't move it in the correct spot. Thanks for trying. If it doesn't exist in a digital form, I won't be able to get it.
Now ask Reinhard if he will let you drink from his neck.
It is very important to get the declensions correct in German.
I can't put them in the library. That's one of the things I need to bug Willis about. Dein Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich from Ihnen trinken? None of this is correct.
Ihr Hals ist wunderschön. Darf ich von Ihnen trinken?
Sehr gut, mein Sanna-Schnittchen. Ja, wunderbar. Du kannst gerne von meinem Haus trinken. Oh, Maxi. Now I'm feeling very disoriented and euphoric. Oh, so I've done many club drugs.
Huzzah!
I will take you home, Knutkugel. Now what do you say, cowboy?
Danke.
Oh, Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, sexy. We must
Dankeschön.
practice together, so. I must take this hot
Get
little
the
man
number,
home
get
now.
the number,
Tschüss,
get the
tschüss.
number, get the number, get the number.
Yeah, see you later, you two.
God damn it, Sam.
Well, it's about time for some shut-eye anyway.
I played some Final Fantasy 16 yesterday, maybe an hour or so. Fucking
Good
great.
evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing your elder vampire tonight.
It has been both moments of really great this weekend, really great, lovely times. And oh boy, Jimbles is overwhelmed. This is too fucking much. So, one of the things I need to chat to my boss about tomorrow is, can I go part-time slightly? I'm going to use some paternity leave to take a day off a week. Hey, Violets. Yeah. Because while there has been absolutely amazing times this weekend, Jimbles is a bit overwrought and needs a night off. Or a day off a whole week. Until the end of the year, if not more. Ooh. And also, tomorrow night, Stitches is at karate. And Violets is busy. So it's just going to be me and the baby. And then as soon as he goes to bed, I'm going to be useless. Going to be great. Hell yeah. Anyway, continue. Let's go.
That's right. I hope she's making some progress. Well, the world sure did a number on that lady.
Yeah.
I am hopeful. One does not live so long without being very resilient.
Good roll.
I have had a number of near-final death incidents myself, and I had been trained to fight since childhood.
Yeah, it is good. The same way I frequently say I would love to not need to sleep, but due to an amazing comic that's like several years old, explosion.net. No, that's Cyanide and Happiness. I want something that's too many words. Hold on. I didn't take an afternoon tablet today, so like, you probably... No, I can't get a copy. I'll need to keep looking if I can find it. Anyway, it's like the classic, everybody... The classic everyone says too many words, to like words, philosophy style comic. And they've done heaps. I quite like the art style. Anyway, I don't remember it anymore. A character repeated all the time was a Sphinx, but it was mostly a not gag, but a concept, a post comic. Anyway, the main point is that they once had a comic about what if nobody ever slept, nobody had to sleep, and it was very clearly like a dystopia. Yeah, there you go. See, I'm glad Comrade remembers. Is there any chance you remember what the fuck it was called? I want to stop peaking my levels. Yeah, that should be better. Because one of their comics is like, if nobody ever had to sleep, like, beds would have their own stigma and shame to them because it would be one of the few times you lay down, like, to have sex. I'm like, oh, jeez, that's a good one. That's a damn good point. And there was a lot of additional thought. It'd be like, you wouldn't end up with extra rest because the time, without some sort of artificial limitation, how long you can work, you don't need to sleep anymore. You just always be working until you physically had to collapse each time. And that stuck with me a long time. So it changed my resentment, my anti-sleep thing was changed from I wish nobody had to sleep. Game down low, good. Now it'll get me when I'm talking properly, but won't get my chair creaks, hopefully. And to I wish I didn't have to sleep. And that felt really like unhappily selfish, but it was a recognition that some people love sleep and I didn't want to take them away from it, right? Yeah, bed rot. You marinate. You're letting some juices sink in for a better end product. Marination. It's rotting if you go bad. And like, it's a selfish wish if I didn't have to sleep, and everyone else still did, but like it would result in not a massive social stratification change. And then sure, and also some people like sleep, so I don't want to take that away from them, but I desperately wish I didn't have to sleep. Virus comics, thank you, and subnormality. Oh, comrade, you rock. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll see if I can find the one specifically about sleep and put it to our Discord. You can type ! Class in Discord. That goes for you too, my lovely, lovely VOD watchers. If you put a comment even on YouTube with the ! Discord, I'll send you a message about it. And like, I'd use that extra time to rest, recover, read some books, and feel like I'm making progress in things. Selfishly, that's for fucking sure. It's selfishly. But it would potentially open up more time to be even more giving outside of hours. And potentially that's also kind of what I'd be doing with a 9-day fortnight or a 4-day week. That additional day would sometimes be used by cooking meals for the week, but also to be used to write a novel or spend an hour streaming in the middle of the day.
That's true. She's clearly got a few tricks up her sleeve. I don't even know how she plays them 3D video games.
Based on her last session, you probably have some idea of her current concerns. Would you like to prepare your distortions?
Yeah, I guess I'd better do that. Now, let's see.
Medi. Disqualifying the positive. Control fallacy. Always right. Nosferatu thinking. Let's go.
All right, I think I've got what I need.
Very good, Samuel. I shall leave you. I believe I hear the flapping of ancient wings.
Greetings, my most favorite mouse.
Hey, Medi.
Good to see you, matey. How's this month been for you?
Oh, it's been ever so tiring. My Glitch channel hit 100 million followers, and they are all very hungry for content.
Whoa.
What do you mean by content? Is it like making a TV show?
Kinda.
No, silly mouse. Do you know how we're hungry for blood all the time? Mortals are like that too, but for content.
Fuck. Called out.
It means constantly putting up new things on the internet. If they don't get content, they get frightfully bored.
I can see why that'd be exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright, silly cowboy. It can be very nice. They're always very excited to see me. And they give me ever so much money. I don't know what to do with it all.
Well, sounds to me like you can afford to take a break, huh? Did you take that day off like you promised?
Whoa.
I did. I didn't like it very much.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry to hear that, matey. What was bad about it?
I mean, one of the things we wanted her to do was essentially prove that they won't run away from her just for taking a single day off, not posting anything.
It was very quiet. It was just me, alone, with no one to talk to but the voices in my head. And those voices are very unkind.
What do they say?
They say, Medi, you're being a very naughty vampire. You should respond to your zealots. You should be planning your content.
I wish I brought shoulds with me.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I got almost no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get much past email.
I don't know what I'd do without the internet. I'd probably be a pile of ashes. Or maybe a desiccated, bloodless corpse.
Nosferatu thinking. You wouldn't have to be a pile of ashes or a desiccated, bloodless corpse just without the internet. Like, there's nothing black and white about this.
Well, that's some pretty extreme thinking there, miss. You've lived without the internet for a real long time. I don't know why you'd turn into a desiccated corpse without it.
I suppose I could live without it for a little while. But, I don't belong here in this world, right, little mouse?
What makes you think that?
No, I don't know that. That's that extreme thinking again. There ain't no such thing as belonging perfectly, and there's a lot of space between thriving and being dead.
Now, that's some damn good advice.
I mean, look at us. We're both alive and dead, so I think we do a pretty good job of proving extremes not to be true.
Yes. I suppose you must be right. We're very bad at staying still like proper dead people.
I gotta ask, how'd you get so good at all this internet stuff anyway? I can't keep up with all this modern technology.
Tried to use my left hand to hit enter.
Well, back in the before times, I didn't need the internet very much. I used to live in the wilds where no one knew to look for me.
How did you get blood?
If any silly mortals came to visit me, I would eat them.
Okay.
And if no one came to visit, I could go hunting for them on my own. But now there aren't any wilds. Now there are motorways and nasty machines. Now there are suburbs and shopping centers.
So what did you do when the wilds went away?
I moved into the city, but I never liked it very much. People were very upset at me for being able to come out only at night. They started to whisper that I was a witch. I know what mortals like to do to witches. Pop goes the eyeball. Okay.
Oh, right, yeah. Funny. So, how'd you manage?
Well, I found out I could get mortals to do things for me.
Yeah, that'd help.
In exchange for a peek at my naughty bits, and for their miserable little insect lives, they would clean up after all my messes. I realised that mortals only ever wanted one of two things from me: to kill me, or to do sexual things with me. As long as they think they can have a chance of sexual things, I can control them.
Really? You can always control them?
I hate to say it, Mitty, but it's a bit of a leap to think you can control people what can't control themselves.
Oh, but I am a very old lady, and I know things you do not. I know that we can never control instinct. That is why I reduce my blood bags to instinct.
I don't trust the gangrel streamer.
Most of my best friends over the last millennia have been insects. Do you know why, little mouse?
Oh, why don't you tell me?
Insects never lie. They kill, they eat, and they make babies. Sometimes they eat their babies. They don't pretend to be intelligent and chivalrous. They just are.
Oh, well.
They never surprise me. That's why I don't let mortals surprise me either. If they were honest, they would eat their babies too.
It's just a terrible investment, gotta tell you.
Well, that conversation took a kind of dark turn, but I think I get what you mean about not letting mortals surprise you. You're protecting yourself, and that's a sensible thing to do. That being said, you seem pretty convinced that danger is a sure thing.
That's right. If I let myself feel safe, that's when they'll come for me.
I know the vampire-phobic persecution Medi has faced, but our feelings of safety, or lack thereof, do not affect reality.
That's right.
Medi, you've lived in the woods like I have. I get fear is important. It protects us. But you know as well as I do, that feeling's been wrong sometimes. I'm not saying not to be afraid, just to accept your fear might not always be right.
It's a good one. It's an important one because it's not always true, but often anxiety is an attempt for your brain to avoid pain, emotional pain, physical pain, whatever, right? So it's developing mechanisms. It's like trying to protect you from some level of pain. So over controlling something is a way to like try and resolve the issue. I didn't sort my BOD. Oh, yeah. Well, Medi needs to put additional effort into managing it. That's for damn sure.
Heck, I think one of my best friends in the last 50 years was a grizzly bear.
A grizzly bar.
Oh, I suppose that's true. I used to have a wolf. Fionnuala the Fair, I called her. She could catch human treats right out of the air.
Oh, like treats for humans?
Human treats?
Oh, you know, a finger, a nose, an ear. She was so cute.
Never mind. Then by a psychiatrist. That's that's the sequel, babe. Everything is much fucking harder. Also, it's half management sim because you're gonna have people with the same disorder that you can fill with medication, so that when a vampire drinks from them, they get the medication too.
Oh, well, I'm glad you made a friend. But again, you weren't afraid of her, which is how you were able to make friends at all.
It's so fucking dumb. Some game designer is like, now there's an idea. I don't have too many creative things on my plate already. Let's go. Let's build it into a board game. Run that board game at Fenner. Ha. Local community reference.
But don't let me interrupt you. You figured out how to get mortals to help you. Then what?
Well, my devoted little perverts were very helpful, but they had a very nasty habit of getting caught disposing of bodies.
Hold on. Just wait. I don't know what this is going to open to, so I'm just going to make sure that's not there. All right, cool. Okay. You're welcome. Ignore the idle game running in the background. You get to all be my devoted little perverts.
Policemen would shoot them into little bloody giblets. I don't like policemen very much.
It's kind of going up in our estimation.
I haven't had a good track record with lawmen either.
Clicking on which channel? I wouldn't. No way. Right? I accidentally hovered over it for a little bit, stroked it lovingly with my cursor.
That's why I don't use them as my helpers. I can't trust them not to take their guns out and go, pow, pow, blam, 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 blam. Ugh, oh, I'm dying. My guts are falling out. Oh, why, policemen? Why? Ugh.
So the VO for Medi is clearly having a great time.
Anyway, if my blood bags died, it would mean I couldn't get a fresh supply of blood without doing very risky things. I realized that the more blood bags I had, the safer I'd be. That's why when I found out about the internet, I knew I had to get online.
I guess that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so exciting though, little mouse. All of a sudden, I could make people do whatever I wanted without having to leave my flat at all.
It's quite impressive.
I had so many fans, and they would disappear, but then they would be replaced by even more. Just like insects.
This is a great way to fall down the humanity track really quickly. Gotta tell you. Oh, yeah, like Twitch is being a big jerk about it. If you have a VTuber rig model, you can't have hips, visible hips, if you're femme, because, you're too sexual content. It's just absurd, guys. Come on. I don't actually even know what they're being bitchy about there, because, like, they're held compliant. Well, it's probably advertising. They're held legally responsible if it could be considered that people paying for sex services. Yeah, hips, visible hips. But you're online. It's unlikely to be that, right? So it's probably just advertiser suitability. But calm the hell down, right? Come on. Advertisers advertise on HBO. Don't know, they don't. Do they? They do. Does Max have ads? I don't fucking know. I'm not paying them.
It was very easy back then. All you had to do was say you were a girl and the grabby little grubs would come out of their holes. Ah, we want vaginas.
I feel targeted.
So I ain't exactly gonna defend how men folk act on the internet, but going back to what we were saying before,
Okay.
using these funny labels of yours probably makes it easier to fall into the overgeneralization trap.
I think it's like what we I'm loath to say any particular action is going to solve everything, but if you could bully Stripe and other credit card payment handlers to stop being so terrified by literally any sexual content, we may be okay. That's seriously the biggest issue.
If you label people on the internet grabby grubs, well, that's all you're gonna find. Know what I mean?
Sometimes I think maybe you're a fun vampire. You take all the fun and go,
Yeah, he drinks your milkshake.
I ain't trying to ruin your fun, Betty. Just asking you to think about the words you use and why you might be using them.
But then people realized they could say that they were anything on the internet. It was all like a big game. And what do you suppose I said I was, little mouse?
Which? You said you were a dog?
Did you say you were a dog? I heard no one knows if you're a dog on the internet.
If I were a dog, how would I have learned to type?
Bark to text.
With great difficulty, I guess.
All right.
You are the silliest of mice. No, I said I was a vampire.
Well, that sounds kind of dangerous. I'm surprised you were so open about it after all you've been through.
Well, points to Loxy.
Oh, but as far as they knew, I was only pretending to be a vampire because you could be anything you wanted to be.
Yeah, like a wolf with rainbow-colored fur.
Sometimes they would come to meet me in person and they were so surprised when I drank all of their blood. But I don't think they minded very much.
It's a right fallacy to be like,
I think that was my favorite time of the internet. There was a little place there for everyone. Even me. I ran a web ring for vampires. We had our own websites where we would invite people to come let us drink their blood.
That's fucking awesome.
I suspect that some of the others were actual vampires, but even I didn't know. That's what made it so special. We would send V-mails to one another and talk about vampire things. Oh, of course, it was nothing more than silly games.
Disqualifying a positive.
It sounds like it was maybe more than silly games. Seems to me you had yourself a group of friends.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Violets. I think maybe Medi was definitely in charge of Vampire Freaks.
I suppose it must have been. How strange. Never really thought about it that way. Yes, I liked them, and they were my friends.
Streamer gets reminded that other people on the internet are real.
And some of them friends were probably mortals.
Ooh, gotcha.
I was friends with mortals. How bizarre. Anyway,
Why are you discounting that, Medi?
I think for the only time ever in my life, I had a community.
Gosh, you actually make it sound pretty nice. Maybe I should get a little more into this internet thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're too late for that, internet little mouse. It's all gone now.
No, it's not.
Well, dang, what happened? Where did the whole internet go?
It went to social media. Face Friend and Gibber and Stumbler and all those. Instead of looking for people like us, we just started asking the entire world to pay attention to us instead.
Ah, well.
Well, that don't make too much sense to me. Sometimes when I was walking in the deep woods at night, I just used to have a good yell. but I didn't expect nobody to answer.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Where did the early internet go? Forums still exist. They're hard to advertise on, so they're not as popular as they could be, but they definitely still do exist. You can find a hobbyist forum, and there's still chats there, and there are themes. Ah, good job, cleric.
But that silly little mouse. The darkness is always listening, and something will always call back. We just don't know who or what.
Gangrel rock.
I'm having a little trouble following. So it sounds like you had a group of people you trusted, and then just anyone?
That's right. I didn't know who they were. They just started following me. And some of them followed me because they thought I was pretty, and some because they thought I was strange, and some because their friends were following me. Suddenly, I had 1 million mortals who would do anything I wanted them to do, and believe whatever I wanted them to believe.
Neat.
It's easy, you know, little mouse. They want to be controlled, and I can control them all.
You can control all of them?
Hold your horses there, miss. I know you've been around a long time and all. You probably got knowledge I can't even wrap my head around. But you were mortal once too, Mitty. And you remember what you did when people tried to control you.
Yeah. She did not like it.
That's true. I didn't like it very much at all, and I was very happy to kill the ones who tried.
Dom, who hasn't been through theory, realizes that not everyone is a sub.
You're playing with fire here, Mitty. It sounds to me like it's burning you already.
I don't like it when you talk about burning, and you don't know what you're speaking of. The problem with having so many followers
I love
is
the
that I
hold
have to
your
feed them
horses
so
thing.
much content. Even just playing video games all the time can be a lot of work.
And you said that taking that break didn't do much for you, huh? You were just thinking about all the work you have to do for your followers?
That's right.
It sounds like you might have a bit of an addiction, Mitty. I gotta question whether having all these followers is a good thing for you. Having friends is nice, but these fans and zealots, well, it sounds like you've taken on a big task.
Yeah, it is a big task. Is it exactly a great way to put it? And also addiction, right? Sure. I'm hoping he doesn't go, okay, so time to immediately go cold turkey. What he said is, it's time to think about whether it's good for you. Good start, right?
It is. But I can't help that they're so very needy. If they weren't so hungry all the time, I wouldn't have to feed them.
Yeah, you can. Don't say you have absolutely no control here.
Mitty, I gotta say, you gotta take on some of the burden of this decision to feed all those fans of yours. Feeding them ain't your responsibility, you know. They can beg and whine all they like. You don't need to do a damn thing you don't want to do. And they don't need you as much as they think.
Some of them say that I'm codependent.
Some of them say that?
Well, I think those might be the ones who actually give a damn about you.
Ugh, I don't know. At least there are some that need a little less attention. It's the zealots who are the most demanding.
Remind me again, who are these zealots?
From my Only Zealots page. The website where I show my breasts and vulva.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, you're an American vampire.
Don't be scared, little mouse. You're acting like a mortal. It's just squishy parts. We all have them. They're not special.
Well, they're special. They're just not, like... They are unique. How do I put this?
Oh, fair enough. I'm just not a very European vampire yet. So, these zealots, they take up a lot of your time?
Yes. It's frightfully bothersome. But they're ever so reliable. And someone has to go deal with my landlord and my computer upgrades. And go to prison for me if necessary.
Well, dang, it sounds to me like you're asking way too much of each other. This can't be healthy. Isn't there a better amount of interaction on these websites?
But I always know best when it comes to the internet. I have more followers than just about anyone, little mouse.
You're always right?
I think it's obvious you know what's effective for your picking up followers and getting them to do stuff for you. But I don't think anyone really knows how this thing works. You can't have all the answers. The answers are always changing. You've said it yourself. You've already been through one internet. Who's to say how long this one will last?
Well, that's worse then. That means that I have to have lots and lots and lots of followers in case this internet goes away.
Well, let's say that's true, and I don't think it is. It just means you gotta be adaptable, right? Cunning like a fox.
I suppose that's true. Maybe there are other ways of doing the internet. But even that sounds like more work.
It is. Like, that is true. It is more work. But right now, you're not happy. Okay? So it's best to try and do something to resolve that problem.
There's something more, though, about the internet and how it works. It's a secret, though. Can you keep a secret, little mouse?
So far, no, we can't.
Nothing you say leaves this room.
Except that one time.
Well, the secret is that the internet is changing. Because of me.
Interesting. Tell me about this. Control fallacy.
Maybe I know you've got a lot of followers, but the internet changing to fit you? That's a lot to swallow.
Yeah, Comrade's got it. Exactly.
But what if it's true? I think it's true. I really do. I see it changing.
All right, tell us more.
All right, there it is. You think it's true, but you ain't sure. There's mortals and vampires all over that thing. None of us are that special. There's probably a lot of people out there feeling the same thing you are.
Oh, but I know something they don't know.
The world is a vampire?
How do you mean?
I discovered something. Do you know how I told you that the internet used to be a nice way to meet people who thought the way I did?
Well, yeah, I think I got that.
Well, something there in the darkness is helping me. It makes people think they know me and want to follow me and be close to me, even if they wouldn't normally like me. It has been watching everything the mortals have been doing for a long time, and it remembers all of it, no matter how big or small. It counts every second, it remembers every click, it can tell you what you want before you even know it.
Uh-oh.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. Is it some kind of elder vampire?
It's the algorithm.
I don't know, but it's growing very quickly. I learned how to speak with it. It calls itself the algorithm, and it's hungry, even hungrier than we are. It's the creature that told all those mortals to follow me in the first place. It decides what and how much content I need to make. It's probably listening to us right now. It says, I told you, the darkness is always listening.
Medi.
Mitty, if what you're saying is true, I think this is some really dangerous shit. This algorithm sounds like it's trying to turn humanity into a big formula.
But it's doing it. What if all mortals really are just the same?
Mitty, I don't think that's true. You said it yourself. People used to find each other because of their similarities, right? Now this algorithm, I don't think it's proven humanity is all the same. I think it's trying to push humanity all in one direction. It's trying to make them all the same.
But why would it want to do that?
I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about this.
It's easy to market to.
Didn't you say that feelings don't make something real?
I know. I don't know. I think I don't know enough to say yet. Maybe. But Medi, one thing I am sure of is that this algorithm thing is hurting you. It's telling you what content to make.
Yeah.
Who the hell is it anyway? I gotta ask you to think
Cleric
about what
Bud.
you want.
It's
There
time.
ain't no zealots and there ain't no fans.
There you go. Cool.
What would you be doing if they weren't around?
Are you alright, little mouse? You're going quite pale, which is impressive for a vampire. I don't wish to worry you.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just tell me you're gonna do something for you this month.
Well, I used to make my own clothing.
Bring her
I
home.
could try to do that if it would make you feel better, my sweet little rodent.
What'd make me happy, Mitty, is you doing something just for you. Does that sound good?
All right. I'll try then. I will see you next month.
Of course. You take care of yourself. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you've sewed up next time.
Nice.
Then, farewell, little mouse. I hope you find a nice hole to scurry into.
And did you get that stuff about the algorithm? You ever heard about anything like it?
I am not eager to reveal such things to you, but there are sleeping terrors that could certainly consume us if we are unlucky enough for them to awaken.
You gotta be kidding me.
But this, no. I am not aware of any such creature.
All of these three definitely think it's a real creature.
What Mitty described, a creature that takes note of every small change in nature, sounds like a force of nature itself.
Okay.
I will make inquiries. Do not fear, Samuel.
Okay.
Even if such a beast truly exists, it cannot change our nature as long as we are true to ourselves. This only proves how important our work is, does it not?
Vampire psychiatrist. The war against the algorithm.
Yeah, you're right. I guess I got a little spooked, but we'll be fine.
You know what might make you feel better? Dancing.
Dancing.
I ain't that shook up, Andy. Maybe I'll go down and get me a drink, though.
Worth it.
I will not probe, though I am curious about your aversion to dancing. When you are ready to speak of it, I am here.
You just want square dancing, man. He's a boot scooting baby.
You're gonna be waiting a while, boss.
No.
As long as it is less than eternity, I will be here.
Overgeneralization.
Okay, you go do your wise old vampire wizard thing, and I'll go drink some blood. I'll see you later, Andy.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Rest in peace. I haven't had the meditation minigame in a little while.
Another night, another soul canceled. Can't believe someone as old as Mitty's letting anyone control her. I guess some problems don't disappear no matter how old we get.
I like how you put it that you put it as it makes me feel like I look like a dickhead. That's good.
Well, time to get some
It's more
bartender
self-aware than just saying I look like a dickhead. Because, you know, all of us go, no, you don't. And you think, all right, how do I rephrase it?
Howdy, Crimson. Think you could whip me up one of them bloody steves?
Sure thing, cowboy. Tough night at the office.
Oh, just got some of them existential questions lingering on my mind.
Ask about the algorithm.
Can you believe someone can be 1,800 years old and still let society tell them what to do?
I can believe it. Folks can get real uncomfortable when someone shows up and does things differently.
Ugh.
Oh, no kidding. My client's a weird one, but I think that's what makes her special. Just wish she saw it the same way.
Sam, you're still giving slightly too much information.
Think you're making some headway, Chief? How's your session go?
I'm getting somewhere with her, slowly but surely.
Hello, Corey.
She does a lot for other people, but not a lot for herself. Now that makes her real popular, but I think she's realizing that popularity ain't what it's cracked up to be. She's got her own strengths, and I hope she'll lean on them.
Yeah, but do you feel like you look like a dickhead? Because that might be the dividing line here.
You're a rare one, Sam. I get where she's coming from. Lawyers like rules, even about lawyering.
Yeah, they love that.
My colleagues didn't care much for my style, so I had to adapt. But they'd get so bogged down in doing something right that they'd stop getting anything done.
How do you like to do things then?
I told you how case law is my thing, right? Well, I studied the worst cases, the ones where injustice prevailed because some corrupt judge invoked some ancient precedent. I used their tools against them, made them look like fools. What goes around comes around, right?
Right.
And your colleagues weren't into that.
Hell no. No one was gonna listen unless I was polite and civil. But power never listens to polite and civil.
Woo! Yeah, approved, absolutely. Oh, I wish protesters wouldn't make me late to work. Yeah. Well, too bad. Oh, Luxie, it's a shame. having favorite ways to move your body at all is fantastic. Given that I'm assuming what the first favorite way to move body is, well, like, certainly agree.
You got that right. Well, that's a shame, Crimson. Sounds like they lost a hell of a lawyer.
For now, she could always go back.
They sure did. Now, I got that drink for you. Sorry, no Bloody Steves this time. This one's a Gunther.
I'm sure I'll love it. I'll take it up to my coffin for a day cap. You have a good night, Crimson.
You too, cowboy.
There we go. Nice and cozy. Now, let's see. I can read Emerson. I think he's got a piece that'll help me reflect on the night. Or I could watch Charlie Chaplin make lawmen look like fools. I'm always grateful to my transcendentalist family for introducing me to Emerson. I think there's a passage about being a nonconformist in self-reliance. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but must explore it if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Absolve you to yourself, and you shall have the suffrage of the world. I like that. Exploring is its own goodness. I learned that lesson hard in my quiet years. Just observing the world taught me more than all my years of living.
Poetry's so good.
With 1,800 years, who knows what good Meddy's found. Well, I think that'll do it for me tonight. Time for some shut-eye. Think I've got some tough battles ahead.
Let's go. Having never been in a mosh, I don't know.
There he is, Samuel Walls, vampire therapist extraordinaire. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm keeping my hat on, but that don't make me an ace therapist.
Keeping my hat on. Great way to say, I'm just keeping up and doing okay. Great phrase, that's good. Yeah, we love Sam, why wouldn't we? Oh, you mean this one? Yeah, also good.
No, but your progress with your clients does. I must confess, I think you are a more fitting therapist than I am. Your clients are quickly comfortable with you.
For various reasons. All of them, yeah, literally all of them feel smugly superior to you. And that's giving you an edge.
I believe my clients are afraid of disappointing me.
I mean, I guess I can see where that makes sense. I ain't too keen to disappoint you either. You always make that face.
What face is this now?
That one?
Never mind.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. I understand. It can be difficult to relate to a 3,000-year-old being. But let us not spend our time talking about me. I am more curious about you. Let us start with some meditation, and we will see what arises for you. Remember your place of comfort, my friend, and remember to breathe.
Let's go.
Unlife just ain't fair. There once was a man named John Muir. Maybe I should start a farm or something. An Optabella. Her blood tastes real fine. Wonder whether I could rent a horse. The bastards are unstoppable now. I deserve to be punished for what I've done. Ain't right they don't let dead folk vote. Wonder what's going on back home. Hope Reinhardt doesn't try to teach me more German. Crimson's real cute when she scrunches her nose up. I've been a real bad boy. Wonder how Edmund's doing.
I've been a real bad boy.
Are you feeling better, my friend?
Yeah, I think I'm more in tune with my own thoughts these days.
I am delighted to hear it. What sorts of things came up for you?
After our last session, I can't help but think about my criminal past and how I was pointing fingers everywhere but at myself.
The bastards must be unstoppable now. You sure?
The universe dealt me a bad hand, but I played that hand poorly. I got abused, and then I abused other folk. I guess that's only fair, so yeah, I can feel bad, but maybe the universe was just evening itself out.
Aha. Samuel, I know that when we both have suffered and caused suffering, it is tempting to blame the fates. But this is dangerous, a sort of cosmic control fallacy. If we expect that fate will reward and punish fairly, we are bound to be disappointed.
It's an important one too.
We are immortals, Samuel. We live long enough to see old grudges die, and the judgments of our generation replaced by another.
Of our generation. Okay, interesting.
So in the grand scale of time, how can any judge fairness?
Yeah.
Dang. That's a real good point, Andy. But a depressing one, honestly. I was never a man of faith, but walking in them woods for so long, seeing so much nature, so much life and death,
It gives you a reverence.
I started to feel a kind of flow to the universe, you know?
I understand, Samuel. I am not suggesting that you deny any kind of spiritual faith you may have. It is fairness that is the fallacy. If we cannot define fairness, we certainly cannot expect it.
That's a tough lesson. Jeez.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Dang, another cognitive distortion, huh?
No one ever said being human was easy. Yes, this distortion is called the fairness fallacy by mortal psychologists.
You know these folks who say, I work hard so I deserve to get what I want? Well, just because you think you deserve something doesn't mean the universe will reward you. Truth is, your definition of fair is personal, and it'll often conflict with other people's definitions. It's a fairness fallacy to assume our picture of what's fair is the only reasonable outcome. Examples. I donate to lots of vampire charities. I know I'll be rewarded by tripping on an oil deposit real soon. My buddy Alejandro sleeps in his coffin all day. He doesn't deserve his muscle tone. And I'm a great therapist, so Andy is surely giving his therapy practice, though I've got no head for business.
Let me give you a few statements that might have examples of the fairness fallacy, and you try to find them. I work hard to ensure my club is dope because I believe in earning my good reputation.
Nope.
Hey man, like, maybe it's good karma and maybe it isn't, but I just like to put out some positive vibes.
Nope.
The great vampire banker Count Van Gelder has been an entitled prick for 6 centuries. It's only a matter of time before he gets what's coming to him.
Yeah.
I think I heard of this fella. He was one of them vampires pulling the inflation strings during that coronavirus thing, right?
Yeah, man, what an ass.
They say he caused the Great Depression back home, too. You're right that he's acting like a prick, but the universe ain't accidentally gonna make him fall on a wooden stake.
You are correct. This is a fairness fallacy and a bit of wishful thinking.
You really don't like this fella, huh, Andy?
He is a 600-year-old investment banker. He's tried to summon demons, and even they refuse to spend time with him.
Ooh, earned.
Yeah, and he's ugly, too.
Let us not descend to his level, Samuel.
Oh, sorry.
For you would never reach the bottom. Why bother being kind to mortals? The universe only punishes kindness.
Unfairness is also part of a fairness fallacy.
The universe punishes kindness? Well, that ain't nothing you can know, boss. Sounds like a fairness fallacy to me.
Indeed, Samuel. It's the sort of thing a more nihilistic vampire might say, but such nihilism is not founded in objective reality. And nihilistic vampires are real downers at parties. At the last Blood Drinkers Ball, I ended up at the same table as Ayn Rand.
Oh my god.
I cannot imagine who decided to offer her immortality. That was my longest night in thousands of years.
Fuck. This game is so good. It's so good.
But well spotted, Samuel.
I got all the fairness fallacies right.
Indeed you did, Samuel. You are most adept at tracking down cognitive distortions.
Tracking down.
I got a good tracking nose, I'll tell you that. I can't tell you the incredible things I learned just being in nature for so long.
Yes, you speak quite highly of this time.
It
This
is.
is where you discovered the concept of cognitive distortions. And you said something about a flow to the universe?
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know, Andy. Something about seeing so much life and death and rebirth. I think it made me start to look at things differently.
It sounds as though it was a spiritual experience for you, Samuel.
I think it was, too. My buddy John, he showed me the way. John Muir, you probably know who he is.
Yes, of course, the American naturalist. He made the entire United States agree that its nature was beautiful and worth protecting.
That's John, all right. I used to call him Johnny Christ because of the way he could make you believe. He didn't like that too much, but he had a way of making people think differently.
How did you meet?
By the late 1800s, my hippie friends moved west. John, he was their hero. He walked and thought, and no modern comforts. We got along well. He liked that I never got tired. We usually walked in silence, appreciating nature. He'd draw, I'd write.
That sounds great.
I think it was the first man I fell in love with. I was still a young vampire then, not even a century old, thinking I was straight.
I love him.
Most of us need a good 100 years before we are ready to open Pandora's underwear drawer.
Yeah, about that.
Why are we so sexy anyway?
Why are we such sexy beasts anyway, Andy? Seems even the mortals know what we're like.
We are powerful, immortal beings. Our capacity to explore is something no mortal can dream of, as is our capacity to be bored.
I can't believe poor Cleric and Willow are missing this.
Dr. Drain might say that we have dopamine cravings that become harder to satisfy over time, and that might well be true.
Wait, so the older we get, the hornier we get?
You have an interesting future ahead of you, my friend. We'll make an international of you yet.
When did you start exploring?
How long did it take you to branch out?
Isn't he Greek?
Oh, Samuel, death had little effect on my sexuality. I am from another era. Do you remember the 1970s? They were nothing compared to the 970s BC. The stories I could tell you. One night, my friend Heraclos and I snuck into the...
I was just thinking about the time.
I'm joking, Samuel. Such a thing is not for a therapist to share in a session. I just wanted to tease the American a little.
Well, I think you're being real mean. Sorry. That's what I used to say to Princess when she was being naughty.
I am honored to share the space in your mind occupied by your beloved horse.
Are there any straight vampires?
I've been wondering, are there older straight vampires out there?
No. Sexual exclusivity of any sort seems incompatible with immortality. There is a group of vampires out in Washington who claim to be straight, but they are not fooling anyone.
Nothing so could talk.
Oh, that's my curiosity satisfied. But speaking of which, I was talking about John.
Also, I don't think we... I'm kind of hoping Violets has been going feral, like foaming at the mouth throughout this whole thing.
I feel for him hard. He wasn't into me like that, though. I don't think his wife got much from him, neither. That man was married to Mother Nature.
Oh.
Oh, but he was good company. I helped him map the West by sharing what I'd seen at night. I offered him my blood, but he was offended at that. He valued death and pitied my immortality. He just liked things as they were.
I wish I had met him. His mindset aligns with accepting things without judgment, as we explore in therapy.
I'll try and see if I can do a highlight and send it to our lovely Discord chat so that Cleric and Willow can have our very gay vampire chat.
He was an incredible fella.
Actually, yeah.
When he told me, Sam, I'm going to get Teddy Roosevelt to make a
Remind
law
me tomorrow,
protecting
10
all this, I
a.m.
believed
vampire
him.
therapist, gay. That should be enough. Thanks, Siri.
Before he died, he urged me never to forget the earth. But I got busy roaming and didn't notice the wilderness shrinking. My old gang tracked me down and drove me to you. If I can't help them see another way of living, they'll destroy this planet.
Your old gang?
How is a group of gangsters going to destroy the planet?
Oh,
Right. Well, the mystic bastards are doing more than robbing banks and holding up trains these days. They got organized.
you're welcome, Emma. You missed the whole sexy vampires discussion too. It was great. Yeah, I think you're totally right, comrade. Yeah. A common early thought, as described in like a lot of Vampire the Masquerade and Requiem, but I think it makes a lot of sense, you know? What was it? There was at least one fiction, I don't remember exactly what it was, where vampires, like their skin smooths out, and that's often an identifier of attractiveness because people don't look poxed or whatever. Over time, just due to like aging more like an object, wood, stone, gentle abrasion via wind, as opposed to just like skin collagen loss.
And now they're called Sanguinius Health. They're a health insurance company, draining folks of their blood, money, and hope.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they're big now, too. Real big. Got friends in high places in the mortal world. Nobody knows they're vampires.
I was not aware of this company.
Mystic
Well,
bastards.
they're good at keeping secrets. Even in the 1800s, we had a code language. They'd bring on the infinite dawn if it made them money. If I can't stop them, they surely will.
This sounds serious, but remember to not let your fears distort your thoughts. When we foresee only a negative end to a complex situation, this is called catastrophizing. Another extreme that colors our thinking.
Meaning, maybe things are rough, but I can't see every angle, right?
Yes, exactly. This is not to say your worries are overblown, but being able to imagine varied futures is useful in our decision making.
Violet's again frothing in the mouth, going mad, probably with the phrase, think up 3 options.
Let me give you an exercise so you can identify catastrophizing.
It certainly helps.
I always make sure I keep my coffin key with me when I go to sleep. It would be embarrassing to be trapped in my coffin.
That's not catastrophizing.
I sent my friend Bazul the Bloodborne a funny cat video, but he left it on red. He is surely plotting my demise.
Yes, that is.
That sounds like a pretty strong assumption to make. Maybe Bazul
Distortion
the Bloodborne
Master
was
found
busy
one
doing a
of
puzzle
each
or knitting a
cognitive
cape or
distortion.
something.
You are so wholesome, Samuel. I think I know what Bazul was doing, and it was not knitting.
Was it impaling people?
It could have been countless things, so you are correct. It is unlikely that he has left me unread out of malice. It was a really good cat video, though. I will send it to you later.
Oh, you never responded to that funny video I sent you of the horse pretending not to like carrots. That was a good one, huh?
I can't not fuck him.
Oh, I will have to remember to examine it later.
I don't think he watches any of my horse videos.
I can't not fuck him.
I saw a rat in my club the other night. The health inspector will certainly shut us down and expose me as a vampire.
I don't think one rat showing up at your club is going to make the health inspector take you down, boss. I mean, the rats were some of the cleanest things at a few saloons I've been to.
Ho, ho, ho.
You are correct. That was some clear catastrophizing. I have not seen a rat here ever since I hired Bert.
Rat sucker.
I can't say I ain't had a rat-eating phase myself.
Oh no, Bert eats everything. He's kind of like a vampire goat. I do not know how he does it.
I guess Bert could eat the health inspector, too.
I think they know better than to get too close.
Good day, mate.
Oh no, I am trapped outside during the day, and it is the middle of summer. I shall burn to ashes.
Oh, it ain't like that, boss. Getting trapped outside on a sunny day ain't gonna turn you to ashes.
How long have you been a vampire, Samuel?
I thought maybe you had a spare key.
220 years?
Do not stand in the sun, Samuel.
Yes, sir.
When I DJ downstairs, I must ensure that I do not wait too long to drop the beat, or my patrons will think I am a terrible club owner and leave.
Do not stand in the sun, Samuel.
I don't know, boss. I don't think anyone's gonna get all that worked up about dropping a beat. That's gotta be catastrophizing.
You are correct, Samuel. I am sure they will forgive me. Though, I do not let the beat drop too late or too early, but precisely when I mean to.
All right there, Gandalf.
That was very sheepish, yes, sir. Someone's got artistic skills and time. Let's see if I can get him looking sad again, and we'll get yes, sir around it, because that's a perfect emote.
Who is Gandalf?
What?
Never mind. I think I get what catastrophizing is now. It's just hard to see other angles when I see how powerful my ex-gang's gotten, you know? But I know them. They're just like I was.
You should
Maybe
get
they've gotten
Gandalf. I
better
don't know
at
what's
being
going
evil,
on there.
but I get where it comes from now.
Maybe they've gotten better at being evil.
That's why I feel this responsibility to help them. Now, I know that's a control fallacy. Maybe I can't help them, but I do want to try.
It sucks that you can't see what I'm doing, but like I'm saving Yeah, and now jump back to Discord. Oh, cool. Well, I guess it is saved as a bitmap. That is my own fault. I thought we might, you know? I thought we might need it as bitmap. I'm real bad at like video editing, graphic design, that sort of thing. Graphic design is my passion, is what I'm saying. It's just in case we like bitmap easy to mess with, I guess. Anyway, there's a JPEG. That, but with sad. Anyway.
Wanting to guide them out of the darkness is not a cognitive distortion, Samuel. It is a noble aim, truly.
Well, that's nice.
I'm just not sure I can do anything. I'd probably just make them worse.
Yeah, that's disqualifying positive.
Aaaah. That sounds like catastrophizing to me, Samuel.
Or that, I guess.
I believe that you will help some and be unable to help others, or some may not be ready to be helped.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon you're right. I gotta take things as they come. Just follow that flow of nature.
Yeah, that's good
You
advice.
are doing exceptionally well, Samuel. I have seen your clients slowly changing the way they look at themselves.
I don't know, Andy. Seems like there's a lot of work to do.
There always is. That we will have work to do is one of the few things we can truly expect.
Well, I surely hope things keep going well.
I am not a man of faith, Samuel, but I do have faith in you.
I didn't post to Twitter or Blue Sky. Yeah, I'll get to it.
Oh, gosh.
Gorish.
Come, let us wind down together. Perhaps you'd like to play Settlers of Wallachia with me?
That sounds like the kind of quiet evening I'm looking for.
Come then. I will set up the board.
This is a very obscure way to trade to get wood for sheep. Settlers of Wallachia. Got wood for steak. Got wood for blood.
Good evening, Samuel. I hope we are feeling good about tonight.
It's funny, you know, like, knows what a beat drop is, but it doesn't know Lord of the Rings. Sheep for blood sausage. Man, I could go for some blood sausage. It's been a while.
Honestly, yeah. I think Dr. Drain's starting to accept himself. That's what this is all about, ain't it?
It is.
Indeed, Samuel. There will always be room for self-improvement, of course. None of us are perfect, and none of us are irredeemable.
Very responsible.
I reckon so. Whoever shows up tonight, I'll give him that same benefit of the doubt.
You are a wonder, my dear. What distortions do you think you'll focus on tonight?
Dr. Drain. Look, we've got all of them. We're ready to go. That fucker, he needs catastrophizing. Easy. Control fallacy, absolutely. Always right. And then labeling, I think. That should be
these
enough.
are the ones that are likely to come up.
They all do, one way or another. We are wildly irrational beings, my friend. But I will leave you to Dr. Drain.
All right, I think I'm ready. Here it comes. Hello, darling.
Oh, it's
Miss
Lord,
me?
it's Lord Luridus.
Oh, boy. Look, are we gonna have a civilized meeting this time, or are you gonna break them fangs out? I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And you know what? You're going to love it, American. So lay your cares and your underpants at the door, because Lord Luridus is here to take you away. I guess Dr. Drain's back on the stuff again. Why don't you ask the little worm yourself? Oh, Doctor, your master summons you. Hello, Sam.
Oh, you can change back now.
Doc, what's going on here? Why is Lord Luridus calling himself your master?
Leave your underpants at the door.
Because that's what he is. You've helped me accept that, curse you.
Oh shit, Dr. Drain. You fucked up.
Whoa there, compadre. How did I help you accept Lord Lourdes as your master? That weren't ever a thing I encouraged.
You were correct. I was approaching my issue unscientifically. I thought I could restrain him forever, but I was suppressing my vampiric needs.
Oh, I can't contain my dark impulses all the time forever. I must let them control me. Come on, dude.
I had to accept the scientific truth.
on.
I am not nature's master. Nature is the master of all. To fight that reality is folly.
Now hold on there, cowpoke. That's some extreme thinking there. I'm no scientist, but ain't fighting nature as natural as nature itself?
Leave your cares and your underpants at the door. Yeah, it does fun, right? It does have fun. Especially some sort of... Okay. Getting on a soapbox again, but that's why I have the microphone and the camera, right? If you're going to have a leave your cares and your underpants at the door sort of party, and you can't say it without saying that in that tone of voice, it's more fun if like tights and skirts, dresses, kilts, chaps, arseless chaps, which are definitely different things. Because just not wearing underwear like underneath jeans doesn't seem to have an appropriate erotic thrill. What if there's a skirt involved?
You're just babbling now.
I ain't. Isn't fighting nature where we all come from? Why we walked out of the sea in the first place? Why anything lives?
Evolution is the inevitable result of a species' fight for survival. Those best adapted to their environments thrive, and those who do not, die. It is not done with intent.
Yeah, but them species are fighting nature, ain't they? And the fighting's what makes them what they are.
A simplistic interpretation, though I suppose not inaccurate, but still.
Oops.
I realized that I was suppressing a great part of myself. I did as you instructed, you know.
Yeah, you let yourself slightly loose for one moment.
I drank blood. Real blood. And it was incredible.
Good job, buddy.
I had forgotten how it was not just the taste that made one feel satisfied. It's the feeling of life that it infuses in the body.
Yeah.
I felt strong, confident, above the petty worries and squabbles that come with mortality. I felt like a vampire, like the base creature that I truly am. What choice had I but to welcome the truth?
Buddy,
I am a slave to my nature.
you didn't need to go that far.
So you see, I am his master. I always have been, and I always will be. Just as I told you, therapist. The same dark master lies within you. You know this, don't you? I can see him behind your eyes. Oh yes, you cannot hide him from me. You cannot hide the blood, the screaming, the power you felt when you stripped the life and dignity from those pathetic mortals. I know your thoughts, my leather-bound friend. I know what you crave. Lie back, and I will give it to you.
Oh. We don't have an appropriate fallacy to call him out on leather-bound friend. It's going to be mind reading. Should have taken mind reading.
You poor, pathetic creature. You cannot even accept my gifts, can you? You wear the American flag as your chastity cage. You know, I think I'll pick up one of those at the sex shop on the way home. I wouldn't want the dear doctor using my beloved equipment.
That's very funny. He's locking in, baby. It's Locktober. He's going to get those gains at the gym.
You really think you can dominate him completely? That's a control fallacy, amigo. Dr. Drain tried to shut you out and couldn't. You can't shut him out either.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
I don't need to shut him out any longer, naive fool. He has accepted that I am his true nature, and that I will always know what is best for him.
You're always right.
Now that's another distortion, Lourdes. You always know what's best for Dr. Drain? Bullshit. You got a one-track mind and it's headed right for a stick in the heart.
So let me get this straight. My mind is a train, yes? And it will receive a stake in its heart?
Oh, now you're just being nitpicky with my words. You know what I'm saying. You can't think of anything but blood and sex. You don't know what's best for Dr. Drain.
That's right.
And I suppose you know what's best for him, American. I suppose it's faith in the good Lord Jesus Christ and the cold caress of a gun.
I know enough to know I don't have all the answers.
Oh, bravo. Thank you for enlightening me. What an inspiring genius you are.
Look, put Dr. Drain back on. I want to get his take on all this.
But of course, talk to him all you like. He's a good boy now and knows what's best for him.
Doc, what's going on here? This ain't you. You're maybe the most motivated fella I ever met. Lord Luridus ain't who you are.
I believe. Wasn't it the act? Yeah, it was the actor.
Don't you see, Sam? He is who I am. When I drank that real blood again, I knew it. I felt him. Every time I indulge, he will take over.
Catastrophizing.
Look, Doc, you're going to the most extreme consequences here. Thinking the
think
worst
we
is gonna
guessed
happen
incorrectly
every time
then,
you drink
comrade.
blood ain't too scientific.
It's Dr. Drain you hate the most, huh? And Lord Luridus.
Maybe you ain't got your intake right.
Luridus is funny, at
Maybe
least.
getting a bit more satisfaction will make Luridus less desperate. Him showing up doesn't need to be the end, partner.
I suppose my horror at his presence is tainting my interpretation of the
Luridus is funny.
I shall endeavor to be a little more clear-headed. It's just... I wish that Lord Luridus were not a natural outcome of my vampiric needs.
Okay, it's not subtle.
It isn't fair. I have worked so hard to overcome our curse. Don't I deserve a better nature?
Venice. Oh.
Dang, that fella looks pretty down. What can I do?
Give him a hug. Let's give him some cowboy wisdom.
Partner, I gotta pass on a little cowboy wisdom here. And that is, a horse is a horse. Of course, of course.
Good God. I think my brain just succumbed to age and rotted out of my head. If that is cowboy wisdom, I shudder to imagine what cowboy ignorance is.
I'm serious. Tell me, Doc, what is a horse?
Good job, comrade.
Equus ferus caballus, an ungulate of the family Equidae. Herbivorous perissodactyls, they...
No, I didn't say classify a horse. I asked what is a horse.
What is a horse?
What do you mean, what is a horse?
What's a horse?
I'm asking just that. Don't describe it, just tell me, what's a horse?
What the hell are you saying? A horse is a horse.
Of course.
I'm sorry, when is the sunrise today? I think I should like to meet it.
And what are you, Dr. Drain?
Well, I'm a vampire.
And a vampire is a vampire.
Of course. Of empire.
Of course. So what would you tell a friend who's feeling bad about being a vampire?
You're a vampire?
I would tell them that it is ridiculous to feel bad about what they are.
Well, let's soften that up a little.
I would tell them there is no reason to feel bad about what they are.
So why don't you tell yourself that? You all right there, partner?
Just give me a moment.
Oh, buddy.
Dr. Drain, there is no reason to feel bad about what you are.
Yeehaw! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Please tell me you did not just yee-haw during your breakthrough.
I did, and I'll do it again.
I couldn't help it. I'm proud of you, buckaroo.
Oh, yes, yes. Dr. Drain should be very proud of who he is.
Hi, Lord Luridus.
You forget, my little gun fetishist friend. I am Dr. Drain. I am the truest part of him. And you have no idea what depravities I've been up to, what uncharted places I have explored with my tongue alone.
I can guess.
And it's all Dr. Drain's fault. He made me feral.
You're hiding behind that feral labeling. You're using it as an excuse for the things you do, which is just how Dr. Drain uses you. I ain't sure there's even a big difference between you two.
Oh, fuck off. I'm not Dr. Drain. Dr. Drain is me. You know why he loves it when I take over? Because it feels good. He knows that because he feels that delicious blood euphoria. It is because that is what he is meant to feel.
Mind reading.
No, you unfuckable wretch. Dr. Drain should not be proud of me. I'm sick. I'm twisted. I am a filthy motherfucker. Or I would be, if she weren't long dead. Actually, I wonder where old Mama's buried.
I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to get Dr. Drain to feel bad by using them labels. How's he ever gonna come to terms with you if you're making yourself so gross to deal with?
Oh, perhaps you're not as stupid as you look. That's exactly why I call myself those incredibly accurate names. That's why he fears me. That's why he will always be my slave. He cannot bear to be associated with me, and yet here I am.
Okay.
You know, he thinks his mother died of old age. But you know what I think? I think she died of shame. Because she knew I was her real son all along.
I wish I had mind reading to keep telling like Lord Lourdes.
Oh, admit it. You know what Dr. Drain is.
Yeah. He smokes the jonker cart.
No matter how great a scientist he may be, Dr. Drain is a creature of pure shame. That is the essence of his being. That is what makes me so strong. Why, I believe you've inspired something in me. I can add a new sentiment to my feelings about your little doctor. Pity. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Such a shame. Now why must you deny the poor little worm? If he loves science as much as he pretends to, he knows that I am inevitable. He should give in to me.
You're not always right.
Lord
Alright.
Lourdes does not write Dr. Drain's rulebook, much as he believes he does.
If he loves science as
Lord Lourdes does not...
Should?
It ain't up to you to
All
decide
right.
what Dr. Drain should or shouldn't do. All them shoulds were the thing that made him lock you up in the first place. They're what made him afraid and ashamed. Because he was always thinking about what he should be or do.
Of course, they were his own creation, but he cannot help it. He knows in his heart that he should...
That I am a gamer.
Lord Lourdes, did I give you permission to speak, my little worm? I don't need permission. I just wanted to tell you something.
Ooh.
Oh, he wants to tell me something. Well, go ahead, darling. Tell me something. I shall remember it when I'm shagging a football fanatic in a dumpster. I accept you. What do you mean you accept me? You cannot accept me. I am your nightmare made flesh. I am the reflection in the mirror you cannot see.
Gamers rise up.
Nevertheless, I accept you. I accept your bloodlust. I accept your violence. You accept my cock.
Well, if we're lucky.
Yes, I accept even that. I will not deny you any longer. But as you are me, I am you. I take responsibility for all your actions. I shall feed you and nourish you, and you shall live by the Hippocratic oath I have sworn.
Oh, good job, buddy.
Dare you to try, you sniveling... No, I do not need to try. You and I are one. I know you. I accept you. And I love you all the same.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Curse you. Curse you both. You sicken me. You do not sicken me. I accept you. No. I accept you. No!
Harmonious healing helped Dr. Drain find himself. It's actually break time, but like, I wanted to get through that, you know? Hell yeah, let's have a little break. Back in 15. Be good. show's over. Or, yeah, might as well. Anyway, I connected my controller again. Come on, buddy, you can do it.
Dr. Drain, are you all right?
Yes, Sam. I am fine.
Ooh,
You look fine.
fine.
I feel fine. It is a very new feeling. I'm not sure I know what to do with it.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you want to go down and dance in the club?
Dance? Dance? Would I like to dance?
Yeah, you.
Yes. Yes, I would like to dance. Let us dance.
I was hoping you wouldn't say yes, but let's go, partner.
Yeah. Now you gotta dance, Sam.
Come on, Sam. Let us cut rugs.
Cut rugs.
I ain't much of a dancer.
Neither am I, but dancing is what I feel like doing.
I guess we're dancing then.
Now, what the hell am I looking at?
I don't know, mate. Wow.
Bert, you be nice. I guess that explains why Sam doesn't dance.
She's doing the shepherd.
Crimson, most dear, have you seen Samuel? I usually check in with him after a session, but he has disappeared.
Check it out, Sugar Blood.
What is he doing?
Good God, that man needs assistance. I think he's having a seizure.
I think he's goth square dancing.
Nice.
So he is. We should not laugh.
Now circle right and do-si-do.
But then again, that is a should statement.
But then again, that is a should statement. That's fucking great. Good job, everybody. Wow. Oh, what a sweet little story.
The master therapist once again enters his domain. Good evening, Samuel.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just the right cowpoke in the right place at the right time.
A cowpoke who has a habit of disqualifying the positive. It is ungracious to deny a compliment, my dear. You are an excellent therapist and an inspiring dancer.
All right. That's enough of that.
You are seeing Senora Deste tonight, yes? How do you feel about her progress?
I don't know. That lady can really hold some
Hey,
grudges.
welcome back.
I think she's starting to think about herself a little more, though.
I'm glad she's home.
An ancient grudge is a difficult thing to forget. It can become a part of one's very identity. Vlad Tepes only became Dracula because he was obsessed
Tepes.
with the Turks, remember?
Yeah, I don't think the Senora's that far gone.
Do you feel you are prepared for whatever distortions she might bring today?
Literally no.
Well, let me think about that.
Okay, it wants me to use the mouse there. Catastrophizing is right. Fairness is right. Blaming. Let's go personalization.
All right, filled my chamber. I'm ready to go.
I want 6.
I don't remember people being like this about crossbows.
Well, you can take the cowboy out of the West, but you can't take the West out of the cowboy.
So it would seem. Well, good luck tonight, Samuel. I will leave you to it.
All right, deep breath, Sammy boy. Here she comes.
Oh, here
Bonanotti,
she comes.
Senora.
Born.
What?
It's Italian. I thought I'd learn how to say hello to you properly. Bonanotti.
You're so good at this, buddy. You're incredible.
No, I cannot repeat it. I appreciate your attempt to speak in my language, but please do not attempt to do so again. Good evening. We'll do fine.
Good evening, Senora.
Screw the pooch, buddy.
I apologize.
What's going on, Senora?
I'm feeling delicate tonight. Burn an Emma.
The realization that I am merely a repulsive, angry old woman becomes disappointingly clear. It weighs upon me in more than one way.
Cool. Totally didn't need to take labeling this time. For fuck's sake. I turn off the UI again. Oh, good.
This can't be coming from nowhere, Senora. What's the deal? Last time we were talking, you seemed to be feeling pretty good.
Controller is not going great. Let's just... There we go.
You want to know why I'm disgusted with myself? Here, look.
Whoa. Hello there.
Centaur!
I know. It is terrible.
What?
I wouldn't say that at all, Senora. In fact, I think it's beautiful. I can tell you put a lot of love into this thing.
Yeah.
It is an entirely juvenile effort. There is nothing redeemable about this rubbish.
Oh my god.
Believe me, Senora, I know horses. You're a heck of an artist.
Then why do I feel nothing but shame when I look upon it? If I feel nothing but disgust, then it is disgusting.
I fucked this so much. We don't have any of the right goddamn... Okay.
Don't judge your art based on how you alone feel. Feelings ain't reality, and someone else is always going to have another opinion.
You are indeed correct. But no one will see this insult to Chiron.
Why?
Now, what the heck did you go and do that for, Senora?
I did what one should do with garbage. It is better that the world never see such horrors.
If you want to see real horror, ask me to draw anything other than my gun. I mean, what are you really looking for here, Senora? You looking to bring this fella to life with your brush? You think if you don't produce something completely perfect, it's garbage?
Yes. I apply the same standards to myself as I do to everyone else.
Uh-huh.
Leonardo da Vinci once painted an illustration of my city of Mantua for me. It was beautiful. Leonardo had a mastery over art that modern mortals will never understand. But it was full of imperfections. The shape of one of the windows was wrong. The clouds looked slightly unnatural. I lit the painting on fire rather than let him embarrass himself. So why would I choose to embarrass myself?
You lit a Leonardo da Vinci on fire?
Yes.
I lit rubbish on fire. Da Vinci painted it, but it was still rubbish.
Dang, that fella must have been terrified of you.
Yes.
He was, though he had no reason to be. All he had to do was be better. It had nothing to do with me.
Blaming.
Senora, with all due respect, are you kidding me? That fella was afraid of you, not a failure. What would have happened if you hadn't lit his painting on fire?
Then he would have been ashamed of a terrible piece of art.
Senora, this need for perfection you've got, it ain't doing good things for you.
Yep, see, that's a good one. Focus entirely on how it isn't serving you.
How can you say this? By demanding perfection, I improve the work of others. I improve the work of myself.
Are you? Have you painted anything since that one? Do you feel like you want to? Is it encouraging or discouraging you to have it there?
Well, maybe that's true, but you're doing something less useful.
And what is that?
You promote unrealistic standards.
Senora, your standards are way too high. There ain't no way anyone can reach them.
That's a good one too.
So you keep saying. But there is nothing wrong with setting a high standard. The problem is the low standards of others. It is shameful to not strive for greatness. I will not tolerate your setting low standards. You will not disgrace my presence with shallow thoughts. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am. No, wait, I meant to say...
You're terrifying everyone.
Senora, I gotta be honest here. You're terrifying everyone. You're terrifying your artists, your family, even yourself. Failure's a part of life. If imperfection's a mortal sin to you, ain't nobody gonna let you in on their imperfections. Not you, not your husband, and not your son neither.
How dare you? How dare you lecture me, peasant? How dare you suggest that I was anything less than the perfect mother to my Federico? You worm! Ho sputato sulla tomba di tua madre! Vi maledico ai livelli più profondi dell'inferno! Federico loved me. He knew that I knew what was best for him. Pull out your cognitive distortions now and I will tear your head from your neck.
I ain't never said Federico didn't love you. All I was saying was...
Zitto! Shut up, fool! You presume to tell me what I know. You, a common murderer. You who can barely speak your own language.
Hey, Corey. Is this doing okay?
I demanded perfection from my Federico so that he would not end up like his father, a degenerate leper whose penis hung by a thread of putrescent skin. I do not tolerate imperfection. Not from myself, not from this world, and not from my son!
You can't control the world.
You know what, Senora? If you want to have that kind of control, you're going to have it all by your lonesome. I'm trying to help you, and you're screaming at me. Why? Because you can't stand being wrong?
You can't stand being wrong.
If I'm too scared to talk to you, what the hell are we doing here? What do you want me to do, lie to you? I ain't gonna do that, Isabella d'Este. If you're looking for perfection, you're only gonna find liars, and that ain't me.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you are right. Oh, Federico, what have I done?
Hey, it's okay, Senora.
He barely spoke to me when he came back from the Vatican. Every time I asked him how he was, he would say, I am fine, mother.
Yeah, he was sad. He had to leave the Vatican. Like, that Pope was having a good time.
Of course he knew better than to talk to me. His father never did. No doubt it was I who drove them into the brothels.
Blaming? No.
Isabella is assuming her husband's decisions were entirely to do with her, but he was a human with his own mind, however flawed.
No.
Of course he knew better than to talk to me.
I think that's simplifying things a little, Senora. Your boys made their own decisions. There probably were a lot of reasons they went to the brothels, but putting it all on yourself just ain't accurate. You couldn't read their minds or control their behaviors.
Perhaps not. But I am certain their whores did not criticize them as I did. I was only trying to make them demand better of themselves. Why did the world punish me for this?
Senora, you weren't being punished. The world doesn't give out rewards and punishments on its own, no matter what we're intending.
We did it, Venice.
And it definitely ain't singling you out.
Of course. The world does not care for Isabella d'Este. Good intentions count for nothing.
Oh.
Now come on. Senora, you're going to extremes again. Good intentions can be their own reward.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, you are a simpleton. A wonderful, kind, wise simpleton.
Yeah, that's why we like him.
Thanks, I guess.
Thanks, I guess.
I read my Wikipedia page, you know. It was full of lies and slander. No doubt this is how history remembers me, with slander I have earned.
I read that Wikipedia page too, Senora. And you know how I read it? The people are in awe of you. They call you the First Lady of the Renaissance, you know.
Yeah.
This only proves that Machiavelli was right. That if one cannot be loved and feared, it is best to be feared.
I mean, he was writing satire, but sure.
I think you're a little too down on yourself today, Senora. But here's what I think of Isabella d'Este.
I think you look great. I think you're ambitious.
You're ambitious as hell. From what you told me, it sounds like being a woman in your time wasn't an easy thing. But you proved you were capable of anything, and people had to respect that. Hell, you even ran your own city. You're gutsier than any man I've ever known.
I am not sure I like this gutsy word very much, but I suppose I did well for my time.
Senora, you did well for any time, believe me.
I think you're dang smart.
You are so dang smart, Senora. I don't think people these days get an education like yours, and you took it seriously. You know about art, music, philosophy, religion.
Of course, I know much about physics, biology, and mathematics as well. Do not think me simply a woman of the arts.
See what I mean? I'm only 200-some years old, and I think it's going to take me another 200 to know half the stuff you know.
And then I'll move on to other stuff.
You should be proud, Senora.
All right.
You know what? You come off as pretty harsh. I think we can agree on that. But you're a caring person. You want the best for the people you care about, no matter how hard it is on you. You literally gave your life to care for your family.
No one has ever called me a caring person before.
Am I wrong? Going through death for family seems like you care a lot.
A little too much, perhaps.
Yeah, attempting control is... It does mean you actually care about it.
I ain't gonna disagree with you there. Pardon me for saying so, but I see why people were falling over themselves to paint you. You got grace and style such like I ain't never seen back home, not even at a fancy cotillion. Those ladies would probably kill to have your fashion sense.
Well, thank you for saying so, Sam. It is gratifying to know that my eye for fashion is noted. I certainly know how to wear a hat.
So does Sam.
Well, that thing looks great on you. I doubt I could wear it half as well.
That is certainly true. You have been so kind to me. Kinder than I have been to you.
Flattery will get you everywhere. Gave Isabella something to smile about.
You deserve kindness. And you deserve to give yourself some kindness too.
No one has ever spoken to me the way you do. I suppose I never allowed them to.
Oh.
Sam, I know I am old. I know I am difficult. But would you ever consider a woman such as I?
Senora, I'm here to help you on your personal journey. Let's not complicate that.
That's probably the best way to do it.
Of course. I am just being foolish. I am so used to people being afraid of me that, of course, I fall for the first person who is not.
It's okay. You don't need to blame yourself on this one.
Senora, I think if you can learn to give people a little room, they're gonna adore you.
What if they see me as weak if I am gentle? What if my bearing was the thing that earned me respect? I do not wish to be discarded and ignored like so many women of my time.
That's fair.
Once again, Isabella sees a doom that is quite unlikely
right.
for one as strong as she.
Senora, I don't think anyone could discard and ignore you. You don't exactly fade into the background, you know. You're pulling back a little and letting people make their mistakes doesn't make you weak. And it definitely ain't gonna
Thanks,
make them
Lexi.
discard you. I'm a pretty gentle fella. You don't think I'm weak, do you?
No, I do not.
I mean, she did.
So don't go thinking you are, all right? I'm not saying you gotta be meek, Senora. I reckon that ain't in your nature. I'm just saying to start with compassion. People are doing their best out there, and they deserve your understanding when they ain't perfect.
Yeah.
Same goes for you. Don't go ripping up your art because it ain't perfect. Nobody's expecting that from you or anyone, not even Da Vinci.
Yes, I suppose I must resign to the truth. I am powerless before inevitable imperfection. I suppose the Calvinists were right.
Come on, don't give up everything.
Now don't go running in the opposite direction, Senora. That ambition comes from you. Not everyone's got it. So, keep striving to be better. Just give yourself a little compassion when you don't meet those super high standards you got. And there ain't nothing wrong with holding other people to a high standard neither. We ain't gonna be gods, but it's good to have ideals.
Yeah.
I believe you are wiser than I, Sam Walls. It is most humbling.
Just this particular thing, and it's easy to see because I'm on the outside. You don't have to be down on yourself because you're living with a voice in your head at all times.
A slow horse who can still get his carrots is quicker than the ones who run past him.
And then you say something like that, and I am no longer quite so humbled.
Don't be humbled by me, Senora. I'm a simple man, just a more honest one these days. Look, let's remember what brought you in here in the first place. You saw that Space Wars movie and all its problems, right? I want to give you a challenge. I want you to find a piece of art to like. Anything. A painting, some music, a movie, heck, even a video game. And you enjoy that thing for what it is, not hate it for what it isn't.
Try Assassin's Creed 2.
Video games are not art.
Do you know that, Senora? I bet there's lots of video games with redeeming value. One of my clients plays a whole bunch of them.
I do not think they are for me.
Well, fair enough. Just find something, and we can talk about it next time. You can use...
Very well.
Shit.
I will do this then. Sam, thank you for being so kind to me.
Well, I'll thank you to join me in being kind to you, okay, Senora? I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes. Well then, goodbye, Sam. Until we meet again.
Good job.
Adios, Senora.
Well, well. A confession of love from the First Lady of the Renaissance.
Oh, shucks, she ain't in love with me.
I know I am teasing, but I am impressed, Samuel. You warmed her dead heart.
Good job, everybody.
It was touch and go there for a bit. I thought she really was gonna rip my head off.
But you were not afraid, as she said. They make strong men in the American West.
Tough living will do that to you, sure enough.
Then let us relax. I hear you were dancing the other night.
Oh, nuts.
Do not be embarrassed, Samuel, but let us go downstairs. The night is still young and there's much to celebrate.
Yay!
All right, Andy. I think I'm game for a little R&R.
Good job, everybody. That's 2 of 4 clients guided through to a breakthrough.
Crimson Sweet Sanguine. Tonight we are celebrating. I am pouring us all some shots. Verona Virgin 1492. A taste of a different time.
You know I don't like drinking anything but fresh, Andy.
I know, dearest. This is a rare occasion. Samuel here was able to help a 500-year-old let go of her anger. So let us toast her age. To the Renaissance.
Ugh, that tastes like dirt.
Yuck, I think mine had a clot in it.
It's not very good, is it? Oh well. Then let us instead toast leaving the past where it belongs.
Okay, good job, Andrew Marcos.
I think I've had my fill of the past tonight already.
I've got a better idea.
Is that so? Of course, my dearest. I am delighted for you to share yourself.
I'd like a little privacy. Come on, cowboy. Follow me to the kink room.
Look at that grin. Look at that grin. He is delighted.
Oh, well, all right then.
Smile, Samuel. You have the favor of a very special woman. It has been too long since I tended my own bar. Go have fun.
Okay, Andy, you have a good night.
Hey, cowboy.
Hi, Crimson.
Look, handsome. There's a reason I wanted to get you alone. Wanted to pick your brain about something. I'm hearing about all these clients of yours being stuck for hundreds of years, and I keep thinking, what if that's me? I've been half dead for 20 years. But do I want it to be 200?
She did bring her dish rack. Wow. Party foul, babe.
Have you talked to Andy about this?
Yeah, but he's 3,000 years old. 20 years to him is like a month.
Oh, I don't remember. There's a key to turn off the UI, and that would be fun right now, but I don't know what it is. I don't want to hit random buttons.
I'm getting a little jealous of your vamps, if I'm honest. They're all moving forward, but I'm stuck in the same place. I've got Andy keeping me alive, but I'm not sure I'm living. The way I see it, either I decide my time's up, or I decide to become a vampire. So I wanted to ask, what's your favorite thing about living forever?
Talk about new perspectives.
I like the night. Mortals are so tied to the sun, they miss out on a whole nother world. The night ain't so hectic. We ain't getting messages at all hours because everyone else is asleep. We got time for reading, for art, whatever we like, really. Crimson, in the end, this is your decision. And you got to decide for your own reasons.
It's well and truly not what I thought he'd say when I said perspectives.
I know. You're right, Sam. It's helpful to get a youngster's perspective, though. Now, are we gonna get to biting?
Oh, we're still doing that.
Of course we are. Get in here, cowboy.
Yum, yum, yum. Do you want to mess it up like 30 or 40 times?
That is something else.
That'd be funny.
Not bad, cowboy. But you don't need to bite. Just let your teeth sink in next time.
Okay.
If your partner is relaxed, they'll just slide right in.
Oh, well, thanks, Crimson. I'll try to remember that.
That's good advice.
Bet you're pretty sleepy now, huh?
Well, yeah, now that you mention it.
Aw, he's just like me for real, for real.
Go get some sleep then, cowboy. And Sam, thank you. I'm glad you're around.
Where else would I be? I'm glad to be of service, ma'am. You have a fine evening.
Look, sometimes, every now and then, I get a burst of energy.
Samuel, good evening. How is my ever
They're
impressive
rarer
profession
and
tonight?
rarer. And especially when, like, it's a special event of some sort. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Then generally, I've sunk in. And afterwards, I'm tired, man. I'm dead to the world. It's like 2 out of 10 on the anxiety scale for, like, driving somewhere. I'm like, fuck, man. What if I fell asleep at the wheel? I did not. And usually the solution is to put on some nice loud music.
Looking forward to a night off, boss. I haven't heard from Eddie, so I was thinking about a nice hot bath.
An excellent idea. A little self-care goes a long way. I do have bubble bath if you would like to borrow some.
Andromachos the Mighty uses bubble bath, huh? I wouldn't have guessed.
There is only one type of human who does not like bubbles.
Assholes.
Liars?
Well, I was going to say werewolves, but I suppose it is the bath part they dislike, not the bubbles.
Oh, well, I ain't no liar, so I'd love some bubble bath. In fact, well, tarnation, I guess the bubble bath is postponed.
Are you ready to handle Edmund's distortions? It sounds as though they will be intense.
Yeah.
Well, let me think real quick. I think I got it.
I suspect you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel.
I hope you get that bubble bath.
Thanks, Andy. Hold on, Sammy boy, here he comes. Hey, Eddie.
Hee hee, ha ha. All right.
Do you like my costume, Sam?
Well, sure. Did you come right from that production you were talking about last time?
Yes. I flew right here after the performance. I had to tell you how it went.
How did it go, Edmund?
So, how did it go?
You should have been there. You could have seen how the audience reacted. They loved me.
Oh, good.
Hey, well, that's fantastic, Eddie. I was a little worried when I heard you coming. I wasn't expecting you tonight.
But why would you worry? You knew who I was. The great Edmund Keene. Of course the audience would love me. Oh, my dear boy. How they did laugh at the great clown Pierrot.
Well, that's amazing, Eddie. Gave that Grimaldi fellow a run for his money, huh?
Yeah.
Grimaldi would have never achieved as many laughs as I clearly earned.
All right, something feels fucky.
You don't sound too happy about it, Eddie.
Pierrot is supposed to be a tragic clown, but they laughed.
Oh, no.
They just laughed and laughed and laughed.
Oh, Eddie.
We clean the bath to make it available. That's a project.
They laughed at my heartbreak when my wife left me for a respectable man.
I mean, that is pretty funny.
They laughed when I held my dying child in my arms.
Much less funny.
They laughed as I succumbed to drink, damning God for not taking me.
Less good.
They laughed as I slit my own throat when 'twas no trick, for I am already dead.
Huh, never thought about that. That's a fun little trick vampires can do on stage.
So you see, it was all very, very funny.
Eddie, I'm so sorry. That reaction sounds horrifying.
No, but of course it wasn't. I believe this role was made for me. It was made so that people could laugh at me. So laugh, my dear boy. Laugh.
This role was made specifically for you?
Eddie, I know you're hurting right now. I know people can be cruel, but they ain't looking to be cruel to you in particular.
Violet, are you just intending to tease Luxie, or are you asking if you want to share?
That's one of them cognitive distortions. Personalization. It means,
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell me a fucking thing about cognitive distortions! Do you think I don't know what they are? Do you think I do not employ each and every one, every single moment of every single day? I am a professional liar, but no lie is so carefully constructed as that of Edmund Kean.
Yeah, we know, buddy.
You told me to deal with reality as it is. So be it. This is Edmund Kean, a minstrel, a jester, a fool, a clown. A clown whose greatest joke is to pretend for even a moment that he is not one.
Oh.
But you see, my dear boy, all that is impressive about Edmund Kean is just illusion. It has always been an illusion. That is what the stage is, but it is my life as well.
Edmund is now rejecting his entire existence. He has had quite the dark awakening, Samuel.
But you see, my dear boy...
Edmund is now rejecting...
I don't believe that for a second, Eddie. We're the sum of our experiences. And you bring something to that stage no one else can.
Disqualify the positive. That makes more sense. Thank you, Lexi.
Maybe if you were a robot, we'd be having a different conversation. But you're disqualifying the positive things you bring. Not just to the stage, but in yourself.
Honeyed words will never be sweet enough to mask the taste
Taste of truth, my dear boy.
There is no Edmund Kean, only a pile of lies.
Miserable little pile of secrets.
Go ahead and ask me, therapist. Ask me, who is Edmund Kean? Nay, do not ask. I will tell you. Edmund Kean is nothing. There is no Edmund Kean.
It's perfect, Lexi. It allows you to throw popcorn at the screen.
I have never met the man, or even the boy. I have known Shylock, Richard III, Hamlet, Lear, Othello, Macbeth, Romeo, Cupid. But people loved all of those characters. Wherefore would they love Edmund? Edmund had to become a character as well. And I have played Edmund for so long that naught lies beneath. A hollow man sits before you. As the vampires have said, what is a man anyway? A miserable pile of secrets, a mountain of pretty lies.
Nice. Look at that.
Eddie, that ain't true, and I'll tell you why. We all lie, Eddie. Deep down, we're all still scared animals who can't tell the difference between a booing audience and a lion ripping out our throats. For all the time my blood was pumping, I played a tough guy. Slaughtering Sam, they called me. I like that name. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it made me feel safe. Under that grizzled exterior, I was still just a scared little boy. But that little boy was me, Eddie.
You understand me. Though we have played different parts, the character underneath is the same, perhaps. Do you remember that I played Cupid as a boy?
Yes.
That was your breakout role, right?
I learned that if I smiled and spoke sweetly, people would view me as something other than street trash. I wouldn't have to go hungry. I wouldn't have to be sold to some bloated factory owner. Edmund Kean was worthless to anyone. Another mouth to feed, another body to clothe. So I knew I had to make him disappear. I thought if I suppressed Edmund and became the character the public wanted, I would be rewarded.
That. Fair world. Fairness.
But this illusion, this character of Edmund Kean, he has brought me to such unspeakable depths. Do you know why I sought to become a vampire? Why I dwelt in dark places until the curse of immortality was given to me? I became a vampire because I was afraid that my son Charles would be a more successful actor than I was. I could not let his legacy overtake mine.
That's pretty fucked up, dude.
I had to be sure that I was the Kean that would be remembered.
Dang, Eddie. That's a lot.
Yes, I have been monstrous. I needed to be the most beloved. I needed my every demand fulfilled. I had my own pet lion. I rode my horse indoors. I flew into a rage if anyone denied me sexual gratification. As an immortal, my fears have made me even more terrible. How many promising young actors I have killed because I felt they threatened my legacy.
Fucking vampires, man.
So many lives cut short because I, and I alone, know what acting must be. Indeed, the very reason I am wearing these clothes is because I could not bear the idea that Grimaldi brought something to the stage that I could not. Do you see how pathetic I am? I am battling a man who has been dead for almost 200 years.
You've been dead for over 200 years.
The audience was right. I am a most laughable creature. I know what they are thinking, what they have always thought. Look at the fool actor. Look how he debases himself by begging for our approval.
Damn it. Mind reading.
The important thing here is accept things as they are, compadre.
I cannot accept things as they are, my dear boy. How can I? How can I accept that I have forced everyone around me to confirm my lie of an existence? How can I accept the people I defiled to satisfy my ego? The son I was relieved to see die? The blood I have spilled to sustain my legacy? The lie is all I have, and all I know. I have done such evil to protect it. So much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty, and yet with so many defects, in the vapor of my own glory smothered. No, my dear boy, what is done cannot be now amended. The child Edmund is buried, and this grim-visaged, wretched creature is all that remains.
Eddie, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You've done some truly awful stuff, and fear doesn't excuse the dastardly deeds you done. The shit you done ain't never going away.
Yes, go on, kick me, jeer, laugh at the vicious clown, tell him what a fool he is.
You ain't gonna play pity tricks on me or yourself. You acted like a lily-livered sumbitch, Eddie. I know that, because I've done some awful shit too. Because of my fear, I hurt scores of folks. Some strangers, some near and dear. And because of my fear, I pushed all that stuff down deep where no one could see it, just like you. I was too afraid to face myself.
You don't want to play Red Dead Redemption.
Once I didn't have a choice but to take a good look at myself, my first thought was that I deserved to go meet the sunrise, because I'm a coward too. But there's something else we've got in common in addition to acting like yellow bellies, Eddie. You know what it is?
What is it?
We got time, Eddie. We got time to become new people. We got time to look at ourselves honestly and say, yeah, I've been a coward, but I ain't gonna be a coward any longer.
Come on, Edmund. You can do
So
it.
what'll it be, Eddie? You're gonna live forever. Will you do it as a coward or as a man?
I don't know how to be a man.
There are first steps for everyone, my friend.
So you're giving up then?
Oh, whoa, Jesus, Sam. Okay.
No, I cannot maintain the facade any longer. I am revealed to myself. But Sam, I never learned to be a person. I stopped being real at 8 years old.
Time for some DBT. You're going to feeling school, buddy.
Blood! Why did my fellow actors coddle me so? Why did they let me become a monster? They could have said no, but they did not.
Control?
We ain't focusing on the people who gave in to a kid who was too big for his britches. We're focusing on you. You did some real awful things. You killed people for criticizing you or for showing
Blaming.
talent.
Damn it.
You resented your son's success.
It's much more accurate.
These are things you gotta take in.
But how can I put such things behind me?
You don't. You've gotta accept the things you've done as part of who you are. You ain't gonna erase the last 200 some years, but maybe you can use them to make a better Edmund going forward.
How? How do I introduce myself as a demanding megalomaniac? How do I introduce myself as a man who was relieved to see his own son die? How do I introduce myself as a man who demanded the entire world get on their knees to satisfy his ego?
Hey, I'm Edward.
Well, I wouldn't exactly lead with that stuff. How about you introduce yourself as a man who's figuring himself out?
I suppose that is a possibility. At the least, it is not unexpected for me to be so disarrayed. It is known that we actors are all by nature an insecure people.
It's an overgeneralization.
No, Eddie, you're overgeneralizing. Painting all actors with a broad brush so it makes you look better. You're blaming your profession, and that's a damn cop-out. Yeah, there are some real fatty arbuckles out there, actors who carve a path of destruction. But there are plenty of stage folk out there who lead humble lives, loving their craft without hurting other people. So I'll thank you not to hide behind bad actors.
Bad actors being bad actors. Hey.
Bad actors. Now that is funny. Perhaps I need to find an identity beyond the stage. It protected me in my youth, but I do not think that it serves me any longer.
How do you feel about IT tech support?
That might be worth exploring, Eddie.
Very hard to have any go there.
But what if I am nothing without the stage? What if I seek other endeavors, but there are none for me?
You're doing some Nosferatu thinking, Eddie. I've been roaming this earth around the same time as you, and what I picked up is there ain't no extremes.
I clicked catastrophizing, but okay.
It ain't all or nothing. I guarantee you there's more possibilities out there for you between the grave and
This
the
is a
stage.
form of black and white thinking.
I mean, how long have you even looked for anything beyond the stage?
Not at all, I suppose.
Glitched or 0 out of 10 or oh well. All the joy we've had and shared together ruined. Sounds like pretty black and white thinking you got there, no, comrade.
Then let's hold judgment in reserve, huh?
The theater is all I know. It has been my protector all this time. Without it, I am helpless as a swaddling babe.
Are you?
Edmund believes life without the stage is something he cannot handle. He is stronger than he knows.
He's disqualifying the
theater is
positive in
all I
himself.
know.
Edmund believes life without
Alright,
the stage.
fine.
The theater.
Edmund believes life without.
The theater is all I know.
Edmund believes life without the stage is something he cannot handle.
Eddie, come on. The stage is the thing you know, but you ain't helpless without it.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, maybe you're forgetting the whole superhuman strength and immortality thing that comes with being a vampire.
Keep clicking every button. We'll get there. Oh, yeah.
And even besides that, you've learned a thing or two from all them Shakespeare plays beyond acting, I'm sure. You ain't a helpless little boy no more. So don't pretend you're powerless to do something new.
Yes. If anything, I certainly have keen powers of self-pity to...
I wasn't gonna say it. However helpless you might feel, Eddie, remember that's just how you feel right now.
Right now.
That's the amazing thing about being undead. We got lots of time to make a better tomorrow.
When I'm not on my meds, I click things faster.
My mentor, Andy, he says that at 200 years old, we're basically toddlers by vampire standards. And we both got a lot of growing up to do.
That is a heartening thought.
If we're doing life right, Eddie, we're always growing up. The trick is not to think we're done growing.
Hell yeah.
Spoken like the bard himself. As he said, all the world's a stage, and I am barely past mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. I should be of a more mature mind, shouldn't I? Surely 237 years is old enough to be out of nappies.
Should.
We got time to grow, Eddie. Let's just be glad you're a 200-year-old baby and not a 2,000-year-old baby, huh? We'd be having a real different conversation then.
But growth to me seems nigh impossible. I have allowed my fear to guide my every sad-gutted action. My fear told me when I was threatened, which was always.
So maybe this is a good chance to recognize that your feelings don't always
job,
reflect
Lexi.
reality. Intuition and experience are real things, but your being scared doesn't mean the world's automatically scary.
That's a good one. That's such an important one. That emotional reasoning feels like it's close to the surface for a lot of people. Just because you're feeling scared doesn't mean the world's automatically scary.
You're a vampire now, Eddie. You can handle yourself and take things as they are, not what your gut's telling you they are.
You speak truly. I projected my fear into existence. Oft did I bring lies to life. It has not helped me.
This is what I mean, Eddie. You're always in defensive mode, ready for someone to take you down. That ain't no way to live. When you're afraid of some young actor coming up and making a name for themselves, what's so scary about that anyway?
I'm afraid they will erase me. I will be just another child of the rookeries, used and discarded, of no value to anyone. No history, no legacy, no record of my existence.
But Eddie, there's loads of actors out there, all with different kinds of strengths. There's legends from every era. I'm a Buster Keaton fan myself. That fella was one of a kind, just like you were. When he was doing crazy stunts on trains, he weren't no threat to Hamlet.
He was very talented. I wanted to kill him, but I never liked visiting America.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. But you see that his success didn't do anything to yours. Not every threat means your doom.
Perhaps my time has passed anyway. There was a time when the stage awaited Edmund Kean, but my death was the end of that time.
Okay, we got some real work to do still. Here's the thing, Eddie. The stage wasn't waiting for you. Theater wasn't waiting for Edmund Keene to show up, and it wasn't waiting for you to die. You're used to making things about you, but the glorious, wonderful truth is, they ain't.
Yeah, it's freeing. Really.
And I got some real good news for you, hombre. You're dead. The pressure's off. All them fears are keeping you locked in time, and you can stay there as long as you like, or you can make some progress. What's it gonna be?
I am too much of a coward to die, so I suppose I must live.
We'll take it.
I'm glad to hear that.
I believe I should go away somewhere cold and dark, where I might be alone with my thoughts.
I think that's a great idea. I did the same thing, and it changed my life. Oh, well, my unlife.
I suppose all's well that ends well. I only hope it does.
I got faith in you. As long as we're putting one foot in front of the other, that's progress.
I shall see you in a month then.
You got it, Eddie. Take care of yourself. We'll get you out of that mewling and puking stage before you know it, okay?
So it shall be. Very well. Exit Edmund Keene. Stage left.
Yeah, Corey's right there. That's very good. Also, he said exit and not
Samuel.
exeunt.
I was taking notes. It seems the student has become the master.
Achievement, Stanislavski's Bane. Help Edmund Keene discover the dark truth.
Only a master of fumbling around. I knew I was taking a risk there.
You were, but perhaps such risks are justified with
He
such
said
an
exit
extreme
and not
personality.
exeunt. Exeunt is like the character leaves the stage and does not return, and exit is leaves and may return. So that's a good sign.
He attempted to gaslight you, but you held fast and challenged him, sternly but fairly. You have a gentle nature. That must have been difficult.
I didn't want to drive him off the edge. I just saw him close to making a breakthrough, and I didn't want him to start sinking again.
Well, you can now count yourself among a very small number of therapists who have made a breakthrough with such a one. I do not count myself among them.
And you let me handle Edmund?
I had faith in you, Samuel. You affirmed it magnificently.
Good job, buddy.
Now, please, go downstairs and find a friendly neck. You deserve it.
Why, thank you.
Drink sounds mighty nice right about now. You have a good night, Andy.
Please.
Rest in peace, my dear friend.
Please give me pen up to Bella. I haven't seen her in so long and I miss her.
Dang, I'm a little shaken up after that one. I've never seen a man as afraid as Edmund Keene. That was tough to watch. I'm sure Crimson can lift my mood. Howdy, Crimson.
What's the matter, cowboy? You look a little paler than usual.
Oh, just had
Thirsty.
a real tough session. Watched a man who'd been wearing a mask for 200 years finally take it off, and it weren't pretty. Had to happen, though. The fella's got a long road ahead of him, but at least he's taking his first steps.
That's the spirit.
Think this'll do the trick then? I call this a bloody cowboy martini. Shaken, not stirred.
You really only have to do one of those at a time, so
I'm proud
sure.
of you, Sam. Starting over is hard, especially when you've been spinning your wheels for a long time.
Well, that's the nice thing about being a vampire. We got time to start over.
Cheers to that.
To rebirth.
It seems you walk ever in the path of the Lord, my son.
Yay! Look, I'm happy to see this guy as well.
Oh, hey, Kieran.
Oh, Cleric. Comrade, we finally twigged at it, and Comrade points it out every fucking time, and it is getting kind of funny now that we mention it.
I did not mean to intrude. I noted your discomfort and wish to offer you succor in the kink room.
Oh, yeah, please. As much sucker as I can take.
You mind, Crimson?
Not at all. Go drink your fill, cowboy.
Come, my son.
I will.
Now
I
then,
will.
I heard you speak of rebirth.
Yeah, it's something we vampires have to do a lot of. I was just worried about one of my clients having trouble with their rebirth.
I know it is painful, my son. When we are born again, we leave a part of ourselves behind. Like the lizard who sloughs its dead skin, or the mortal who journeys into the mosh pit, we emerge purer than before.
That's good.
Sounds like you've got a lot of perspective on this stuff, Kieran.
I know you must have questions, my son. Please, ask.
Can we truly start over?
From your spiritual perspective, can we ever truly start over?
My son, you know the answer already. We beings of flesh and blood are also beings of judgment.
No, the lady who says C isn't here. I want Panoptobella to be here, and she's not.
However, we do not stand in judgment of mortals, but of ourselves. If you believe you have defeated your demons, then you have.
Yeah, that's true. Reminds me a lot of should statements. And defeating demons is pretty badass, ain't it?
Yes, it is the demons who should fear us, my son. Did you have more questions?
Do we reject ourselves if we are reborn?
Ain't being reborn just rejecting who we were? I wasn't a good guy, Kieran, but I don't want to erase my dark days.
My son, only in Christ do we truly receive absolution and become beings of pure light. Our darkness defines us. We cannot reject it, just as we cannot reject the Almighty. It is part of us.
Yeah.
But do not be shamed by it, my son. Your darkness is beautiful and unique, as is your journey through the darkness.
Kinda sounds like disqualifying the positive to me.
Actually, it's liner notes from a metal album I'm fond of. Did you have more questions to ask?
When is it time to start over?
From your spiritual perspective, how do we know when it's time for a rebirth?
An hour, a week, a year, a millennium. The answer, my son, is when we are ready. Only the Lord decides when that is. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away, and all is according to
Matt
his
must have
will.
had such a fucking good time with this game. That's one of the things, like, I haven't watched Critical Role in ages, and I'm still so fond of all of them, and especially Matt. No shit, sir. But still, like, I'd love to tap him on the shoulder and just be like, hey, man, you did excellent work with Kieran and Max? Fuck, whatever his name is. No, not Maxie. Maxie's partner. In Vampire Therapist. Did you have fun in the recording booth? What was it like?
Well, that sounds like a control fallacy, though. We can't let someone else make our decisions for us.
My son,
Thank you,
all
Lexi.
your trials, the world you live in, they are all his work. He leads you to the truth. When he has prepared you fully, you will accept it and join him along with the dearly departed gods of metal.
Calvinist.
Did you have more questions for me, my son?
I don't have questions.
Why ain't your lord the fire and brimstone type that's marked my kind for centuries?
The Lord did not do these things. That is the work of man.
Yeah, like, that's disqualifying the negative, isn't it? Sure. He's responsible for all of the good things, and things that give you succor, but not bad. Okay.
Even they work through him and face their own dark journeys. But eventually, we will all be blessed and return to his bosom to rock for all eternity. It is not for man to judge.
And rock for all eternity.
Well, I've got a lady who would love to meet you. I think a few men of the cloth did her dirty.
Yeah.
Men will ever seek power. But I know some simply seek blood. Are you ready to receive succor, my son?
Yeah, but I really wish you'd stop calling it that.
Nope.
That is enlightening.
Enlightening.
There. May you be sustained and fulfilled. May you shepherd your lost sheep as I shepherd the children of the night.
He's the
You're a
best.
one-of-a-kind dude, Kieran. But thanks for the drink and the talk. You have a fine night.
Godspeed, my son.
I should. My God, I definitely should. Just have it as an SMS tone. Oh, no, you can have a soundboard of Discord now. All right, we got ideas. Let's time to type.
Good
Write that
evening,
down.
Samuel. You are seeing your ancient client tonight, are you not?
All right, Notepad++. Clip 20. No, not the exact time. We want the stream timer, which was probably 2 hours 39. 2H 39. Which is a shame because we had just a little bit more time.
Yeah,
We may
that's right.
finish the game.
I hope she's doing okay.
Oh,
I'm worried about her
Oh,
and that
lucky
whole
Captain. Good job.
algorithm thing.
I had a little consultation with some other elder vampires. We have developed a theory, though I hope we are wrong.
oh my god.
We believe the algorithm is a demon, one to few, named Raziel. Even I have only ever heard whispers of his name.
Come on, man.
In mythology, he is a fallen angel, believed to have recorded every action, every change of state for all things on this earth into a great book. This book of knowledge he shared with the first mortals. But mortals were not designed to process so much information at once.
Guys,
They made judgments and reinforced behavior based on information they could not understand.
guys, ask Crimson.
Raziel watched as the mortals inevitably used the book to suppress free will, and he was cast down for his terrible mistake.
I think perhaps you should even ask, like, Maxie. She works in IT.
We believe that Raziel has returned. Perhaps he believes that with computers, he can attempt to pass infinite knowledge to humanity once more. Terrible things will happen if this comes to pass. I would urge great caution, Samuel. Find out what you can about this algorithm. We may have dark work to do.
Oh, this is so good. We may have dark work to do.
What the hell? Fallen angels? Ancient books of knowledge? What the heck have I walked into? We don't have this kind of shit in America.
I am old enough to be mythological myself, Samuel. Myth often contains truth. The important question is how much. We do not know what effect he may have had on Medi, but do not worry. Show her the same compassion you show all your clients, and that will open any doors that can open.
All right, I better prepare for this one. It sounds like it might be a doozy.
That'll do.
Greetings, little mouse.
Howdy, Mitty. It's good to see you. How you feeling tonight?
Tell me about the demon Raziel.
Not well, sweetling. Not well at all.
Oh no, what's going on? I know you were feeling all stressed about your numbers on that glitch site.
They doxed me. Do you know what doxing is, my whiskery friend? It's when mortals find out where you live, where you sleep, so they can hurt you. A group of vampire hunters came looking for me. They were really mean, but they're all dead now, and much happier. But it was very inconvenient. Now I have to move, and it is very difficult to set up my lighting to make me look alive.
Dang, Mitty, I'm so sorry. That sounds awful.
It's worse. I will not be able to use my computer for a week. How am I going to upload my content?
Well, you could have had a buffer, but also forced break.
My fans and zealots are all so impatient. They're sure to leave me if I don't provide them with their content.
So, how many of these followers and zealots have you got, Mitty?
Perhaps 2 million zealots and 90 million followers on Glitch.
2 million people on OnlyFans.
And how many of them do you think you'll
Jesus.
actually lose if you don't upload lots of content?
The algorithm has already told me that I will lose millions of followers.
So let's go ahead and listen to the algorithm. If you lose millions of followers, it ain't anywhere near 90 million.
Yeah, bot farmer.
Doing a bit of overgeneralization and catastrophizing to think they're all going to leave you high and dry. Heck, maybe the folks who stay are the ones what you can really count on.
What you can really count on what?
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 Nah, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Game broken. I entered an infinite loop and I can't get out of it.
You said what?
I was trying to say that the people who don't mind you not uploading so much might be better folk to keep around.
It's not up to me, little mice. It's not up to them either. Even the little bloodbags who love me won't get to see me if I don't provide them content.
I don't get it. Why wouldn't they see it? Is the mailman
too
or whatever not
many.
delivering your messages?
How dare.
You're very funny. No, the algorithm decides who sees my content. If I give it content, it will make people like me more. If I stop feeding it, it shuns me.
Mitty, I gotta say, that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship.
Oh, no, it's my friend, I should think. As long as I keep producing content for it,
Cleric?
it draws the juicy mortals.
How
to me.
dare.
How many mortals do you need, though, really?
Well, if I'm to feel safe, I should like to have more of them always. I gain more followers and zealots every month. I need them. One of them has agreed to let me eat him, and I'll take over his flat. They're quite useful.
That's pretty good.
Let me ask you something. Do you actually like any of these followers or zealots? Or are they all just food or servants?
Good God.
What a silly question, little mouse. Of course I don't like them. I always know what they're like. You forget how old I really am.
Oh, shit. I closed my chat overlay. Hold on. Okay, it's back. It's not supposed to, like, remove him entirely. It's just supposed to time him out. God, Twitch is it's so pushy sometimes. You're always right.
Oh, now I gotta challenge you on that, miss.
Abusing the puzzle counter for...
Or whatever they're called, but that
It's
don't mean
supposed to
you
be a
know all
10-minute timeout. He's probably adding Puzzle Plus in Discord now.
Now, I'm sure you know a lot about mortals on them websites you're using, but that ain't all mortals, and all mortals ain't them.
I can't choose how long. It just does it for me. Evil.
Just them, though. I told you about how they killed me. About how they plucked my eye out. Pop.
I'm saying, can you know that you're always right about mortals?
I wouldn't like to prove that I am.
But these mortals, you're talking to them every day. You got all these folks at your beck and call. They're the people you talk to.
That's right.
But you don't have a real relationship with any of them?
Why would I want to have a relationship with my food? You really are quite a silly whiskers.
Mitty, I'm saying the only relationships you've got are with what you're calling your food.
But that's what they are. They're food. Delicious, delicious food. Food that sometimes does heavy lifting and computer work, but still, food.
Mitty, it sounds
Maybe?
like you're in a bit of a codependent relationship with your food. And maybe with this algorithm fella.
Should I be calling for mods? Like a medieval lord? Mods, time out this man.
Oh, but it's not a fellow.
Oh, that's the spirit. Thanks, Loxy.
And it's not a lady either.
So it's non-binary?
No, it claims that it is entirely binary. All ones and zeros. Does speak very strangely sometimes.
Well, whatever they are, seems like as soon as they showed up, you stopped having any real friends.
We wouldn't have time for friends anyway. The algorithm says that I should always provide content to my community, and that takes all night.
Don't bow to the algorithm.
But here's the thing, this algorithm, it might have all the information, but that doesn't mean it's got all the answers.
Mitty, it's a fallen angel. Don't
You
fall
don't
for
know
it.
it like I do. Do you know what I really like about the algorithm, little mice? Unlike the ancient gods the old clans used to worship, or the Abrahamic gods that came after, it treats us equally.
I don't have that message. That's a good one, though. I'll click and type someone out. But my puzzle count. It's going so high.
If we provide content, we will be rewarded.
Mitty, you're saying this thing is fair, but what does fair mean here? You got 90 million followers. You got 2 million zealots willing to kill themselves for you.
Aha! And Luxie ruined it.
This thing is tapping itself into the reward center of your brain, but it's giving you a hell of a lot of stress in return.
There'll be
That ain't
something
a fair
like an
deal either.
achievement if you do it 400 times, or like 7, and I did it 6. It'd be so embarrassing. I'll have to go back and do it again, record it.
I suppose it does change its mind quite often when it decides it likes a new type of content better. I often do lots of work that it ignores.
Let's talk about these rewards. You say it rewards you with more immortal souls, right?
Yeah.
Highly engaged mortal souls, ready to serve me, should I need them.
But you said you had souls already back in the pre-social media days, right? And you didn't need 90 million of them.
That's true, but it does make me feel quite special when the number goes up.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be like, gotta love that number go
Is
up.
that number going up good for you, though? Not just the stress of managing all them folks, but drawing the attention of vampire hunters.
Let him go up though.
Would you be doing any of this stuff if the algorithm wasn't demanding it?
Did ask me to play a game that I did not like very much the other night, and I pretended to enjoy it. It's called Call of Nationalism. It's all about men who are proud to be angry, which I find very upsetting.
See, that's just what I'm talking about. What about what you want? Did you get to that knitting you wanted to do?
No, I had to play the terrible game about insecure man-worms.
That sucks.
I don't know what to do. I know that I spend too much time on the internet, but I can't live the life I used to live. I would live out in the wilds again, but there are no wilds any longer.
Nowhere?
When I walk the streets, city folks stare because they sense my true nature.
Really?
Many of them mortals have got a ton of things on their minds. Most likely, they ain't too concerned about whatever you are. They ain't your zealots or followers, they're just regular mortals. You can't read their minds, and you can't assume they're only thinking about you. Unless you can read minds.
You raise an excellent point for a cute little whisker face. No, I can't read their minds. Can't imagine how a mortal must think.
That's right.
Oh, very silly job. Oh, politics. Oh, grim spectre of death. I must drink alcohol in order to have sex. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Well, you ain't too far off.
Is anyone else feeling attacked?
The experiences I've had with mortals have not been happy ones. My pink-nosed, scrabbly-clawed, long-tailed friend.
Too many. Puzzle plus for you, Maddie.
Well, these mouse descriptions are getting kind of long.
You just don't understand what a mouse you are. It's the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat. It's the mortal's fault that I have to use the internet to survive.
Medi has had some part to play in the life she leads. Whether
Yeah,
she
I don't
recognizes-
have
It's
control.
the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat. It's the mortal's fault that I have to use the internet to survive.
Meta, you're acting more helpless than you are. You're 1,800 years old.
Weirdly enough, it's like it didn't want fairness. I mean, it didn't click fairness, but I don't think it wanted it either. Catastrophizing makes sense, but it is a control thing.
You gotta know there's a heck of a lot of ways to solve a problem, but you're predicting doom based on that perceived lack of control.
Okay, so the choosing of your cognitive fallacies doesn't really, by the end of it, it doesn't super work because it's going to let you get through them anyway. There is a point off.
I mean, heck, at your age, you're probably a billionaire, right?
Maybe. I think so. Probably. I don't like to deal with money.
Right.
Medi, there are mortal billionaires who live in bunkers and do depraved shit even we vampires couldn't imagine. I reckon you could spend a few bucks to be left alone. But also, you're spending a lot of time on mortals you don't like.
Would you be very fond of mortals who did this to you?
The models who did that to you are gone now.
Well, no, I wouldn't. And I didn't say you should. But you gotta admit, you're giving a lot of time and energy to people you don't like.
Yeah, I agree with you, comrade.
You're resenting them, and I can't blame you.
Of course I resent them. They're all quite awful. Any one of them would hurt me if given the chance.
This is quite the dark view of the world that Medi has expressed before.
Of course, I resent them. They're all.
Maybe I gotta say, that's some Nosferatu thinking. You've been around a lot longer than me, long enough to know there's almost nothing that's all good or all bad. I know we both spend a lot of time in nature, and nature has a good way of disavowing us of our more extreme beliefs and overgeneralizations.
Weirdly enough, there's been no fail state the entire game whenever we make a wrong move and Marcos gently taps us on the shoulder and we select the correct one, but still, it feels weirder to note that the things I'm choosing doesn't help. Yeah.
I suppose that's true. I once saw a wolf and a deer having a romantic relationship. Well, at least there was quite a lot of licking involved.
Was that on the internet, though?
Oh, I didn't see nothing like that, but maybe I would have if I'd stayed in the wilderness longer. Let me ask you a question. If you're thinking all these followers of yours are a certain way, what if you're right?
Very frustrating, Silly Whiskers. You keep telling me that I'm doing cognitive distortions, and then you say they're correct.
Well, I'm just wondering about these mortals the algorithm sends your way. What does it say about you that makes them check you out in the first place?
Well, I suppose it shows them that I'm pretty, and that I play video games they like. And they might get to see my body parts.
Do they know that you're clever and funny? Do they know that you've got more life experience than they could ever reckon?
There's no time to talk about that kind of thing, Silly. They scroll past streamers very quickly. I have less than a second to make an impression. That's what the algorithm tells me.
So you got all these millions of mortals following you because you're easy on the eyes and like some of the same video games they like?
More like easy on the eye.
Okay, I get it. But the point is, if the algorithm is sending mortals your way based on good looks and some video games, you ain't getting people who like you for you.
Yeah.
You're getting mortals who want content, not Medi. Frankly, it ain't no surprise that you don't have much respect for them.
You're very sweet, little mouse. But the algorithm knows what mortals want, and it's not me. They want my body and my video games. I don't have anything else they want.
And that is where we will save and leave it tonight, because it has been a lovely vampire therapist, and that means, and since it's been so lovely, we finished a whole... it flew past faster than we can imagine. It is 10 o'clock at night, and that means it's finish time. I'm going to get ready to see if I can look after a baby K in case he wakes up and Emma Stitches needs a break. You scroll... Yeah, just scroll past because I'm just so pretty. Watching me in the upper right corner, just an easy way to kill some time. Friends, lovers, gentlemen who are also lovers who are only gentle when you ask nicely. It has been an absolute pleasure. I'm checking my calendar to see if there is anything that should be jumping up. I thought of an excellent bit, right, that I could do with poor Sam. It was after I returned from my break on Wednesday last week, I thought I could just come back with my shirt off. How funny would that be? But, anyway, I forgot. No, I don't think there's anything. So I've got scheduled a Chaos Wheel for next Wednesday night, and we will probably get on with that. And if I'm not for a Chaos Wheel, because it does take a little more of my mental energy, we'll play something together, maybe more Vampire Therapist. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. I hope to see you again very soon. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and give a high five to everyone in the community, because they're all good people. Otherwise, remember to tell the people you love that you love them very much. Good night, everyone.